But my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest, I'm gonna launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5, I'm rocking, and they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, so stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb.
What is up, people? So, let's have some fun. So, make sure you guys like and share. And I wanted to get into a few things. Let me try to find it real quick. Make sure I had it all up and ready. All right. So, yesterday and last night, or better yet, last night, I had a wonderful realization of something. and it's crazy because I've pretty much realized this the whole time, but I guess it's something that I had to really understand wasn't going to change. And that is the denial of science. So, with that, my main goal in this aspect of what we're talking about right now is to make other flat earthers realize one thing and one thing only. That certain content creators are so full of shit, they completely just forget about reality. For instance, my best friend Riley, Sleeping Warrior, continuously likes to call me a science denier. Makes very little sense, seeing how I believe it's a globe, and for myself to understand this and believe it's a globe, I would obviously have to believe in science, Riley. Odd. But with that said, I wanted to make it clear, Riley, that for one, not only do you deny science, but the fact that you project your lack of understanding to me and others that point out this very, very obvious sign or obvious situation. And Riley, it's getting old. Like, Flat Earth, at what point does his bullshit start making you realize he's full of shit? For instance, for him to be at all talking about how gravity isn't real, you have to understand that he has to deny what science says for this to be the case. It's odd because, again, he calls me the science denier. Regardless, the other funny part about this situation is that someone who literally just creates his own version of science with zero knowledge of that science. I mean, shouldn't that be a red flag to Flat Earth? I mean, I know he doesn't just upload stuff and people are like not listening to it. You guys, there's a lot of people that think he's legit. Yesterday, Mind of Manny, on quite a few occasions, and my boy right here, Matrix Media, like they defended him. It didn't make sense to me. So what I wanted to do is just kind of go over. I'm trying to find the list right now that I had of science versus pseudoscience. I think I was going to go over this before, but I'll go over this again just for the simple fact of Riley doesn't. This is ridiculous. Some people, you guys got to realize that. Okay, so maybe we don't agree on the shape of the Earth. That's okay. That's one thing. But at what point do you just completely decide that it's just something else? It's completely something else. Doesn't work that way. Forget about it. Let's find out. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about why, for instance, gravity. For instance, curvature. Anything, pretty much anything, space, you name it. I wanted to just talk about how it's not real. Now, I get you feel that NASA lies. I get you know that government lies and does all this BS. But at what point does it? At what point is the information completely just void of truth? That's what I want to find out. I'm confused by that. I'm gonna go ahead and open the panel up. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm trying to figure if I want to use this damn the meet one or the regular Google. I'll go ahead and do this one for now. Again, I'm not really 100% used to it, so sorry about that. I won't be using the bot right now because I'm using the Google Meets, and until I get used to it, I don't want to commit to the link part of that. Damn, I'm having a hard time finding that list. One of the reasons I preface this so damn much is because, for instance, we'll say like Chris Riley. Or damn, Chris Riley, what the fuck was that? Chris Berry. One of the things with Chris Berry is that he literally piggybacks, I guess you would say, off of what these guys are saying. And that's the issue, because there are people who don't understand what's going on and decide to just run with this idea that science is lying, or you don't even need to have a understanding of science to basically deny science, which is kind of odd. Again, you have to deny science to be on this path of it's wrong. First and foremost, like you have to deny science. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with denying science, but there's nothing wrong with questioning science. That's what science does. That's how it works. Let me know if that link works. I freaking hate this this link, this new Hangout method. If no one joins this one, then I'm just gonna start a new one anyway. You know, my regular Hangout type. Like I said, I'm not used to this one yet, and I already started using the caption thing, and eventually, I guess if you don't have someone else talking, it will just go on and on and on and become paragraphs. That's what I'm watching right now. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's to me, it's confusing to me. If anybody wants to come on and explain to me how you can be a flat earther and not be a science denier, I would love to understand that. Matter of fact, if Riley, if you're there, I won't even say a fucking word, but I'd love to know how the fuck you can be a flat earther, for one. But more importantly, how do you distinguish between what a science denier is and what someone who lives in reality believes? I need to know, man, because that's insane to me. It's purely insane. It doesn't make a difference to him whether or not I'm just purely confused. It does not make sense to me at all. Not one fucking part of it. All right, look at this link up. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the meeting, the meets one, because like I said, I don't really even like it, so that link won't work anymore out there. Just so you guys know, go ahead and delete this one, so that way no one thinks it's gonna work. All right, so this is gonna be the new link. This is where the Hangout is. Please, let's see. All right, cool. What's up, Jimmy? What's up, NANA? What's up, Elon? What's up, True Blue? What's up, Mr. P? Make sure you're relaxed on those on the newbies that come in and you see. Hey, channel, how you doing? What's up, Jason? Unfortunately, Jason's here, who's the only concaver that exists. Let me see. Okay, perfect. So again, I'm using the regular Hangout now. I'd rather use this. It's so much better. Chris Berry, what's up, man? He says, it's really more about science, what science proclaims. People who proclaim science for every test and observation. Okay, I may want to join the link, Chris, because I don't know what the hell that even means. But again, it's not it's not about proclaim. Like, I don't see what you're saying, Chris. You're saying it's really more about science proclaims. People who proclaim science for every test. Yeah, see, I don't even understand what you're saying. If you're talking about in the scientific aspect of this, tests and observations, I don't even see that's. I don't get what you're even saying. Does that make sense? But if you're not having to deny science to have these alternatives, what is happening? I mean, that'd be the main question I'd have then, right? What's up, Chris?
Hey, Sean.
How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. Just hanging out and trying to figure these out. Figure things out. And this isn't even a question like geared towards you as in you do it, but why don't you have to be a science denier to be a flat earther, I guess?
No, I mean, again, what I was saying in chat is basically, I wouldn't even say it's a science denier claim. It's more of a science proclaimer issue where every baller goes around proclaiming science here, science there, when they're just talking about like an observation or a simple test or something. Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
So like looking at a picture and saying, okay, that's, science, and science says the Earth is round, and I see some sort of obstruction, therefore it's curvature, right? Those kind of claims without really using the scientific method to determine what the actual cause is.
But isn't that kind of contradicting what you were saying? Whereas in you have as a baller would proclaim science to be how something's done, as in just saying it's not. Isn't that the same thing? Because, for instance, I don't think you really need to use the scientific method to show curvature. I think you would need to show the scientific method to explain, how the atmosphere works around that situation, but not necessarily. Like, I think you're assuming that scientific method is used for everything.
Well, I'm saying I don't know when people say flat earthers are science deniers, like, give me an example of some actual science that flat earth denies.
Gravity. Space. Yeah, space, gravity.
Well, that's just an observation.
Okay, well then we'll say gravity.
Gravity is just an observation. There's no There's no cause for gravity.
No, wait. Gravity isn't just an observation. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Gravity isn't just an observation. It's a force. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't like that, but
there's no cause for that force.
Why does there need to be a cause? Maybe
because we have to know what's causing things. Like, why is there no left to right gravity?
Hang on. Well, that doesn't disprove gravity at all. Matter of fact, you got to remember.
Is there no cause for it, or do we just don't know what
Actually,
the
we
cause
do
is?
have an example of left
Okay,
to
I
right
thought
gravity.
this was between me and Sean, and now I got three
sorry.
people over talking everybody.
Hang on.
I was just going to mention the Cavendish experiment. That's left to right gravity.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work as whether or not it's left or right gravity. I don't think that's a thing.
It is. It's if the theory is gravity is either mass. Let's just say it's either mass attracting mass or bending of space-time that causes other objects to attract other objects. Where in nature do we see objects attracting objects other than up and down?
Wait, the moon and Earth.
The moon and Earth.
Yeah, they have tides, the whole nine.
Why do tides only work in salt water?
They don't.
Why don't lakes have tides?
They do.
They don't.
No, they do. It's just that the fact of it's just much smaller body of water, so you're not going to see it as it pronounces it. But yeah, lakes have tides. For instance, what do you call it? Fucking ones in Michigan. God damn, are you really, Sean? The Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Like those
Right.
have tides.
Lake Michigan has tides.
Yeah.
Is that fresh water?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That's the road. Next.
Okay, listen, that's fine, but again, you're just saying the moon. We don't really know if that's the cause.
Okay, but again, no, we know it's the
There's
cause.
There's no science showing it's the cause.
Oh, yes, there absolutely. See, that's
what is it?
Okay, why is what you're doing right now not denying science?
Okay, so show me the science that proves the moon is the cause of tides.
Again, science doesn't prove anything.
So then why are we talking about anything?
Well, because we're trying to.
So science does. So you're saying science hasn't proven the Earth is round?
We're trying to understand. No, people have. Science is okay. So here's the thing. You're kind of putting science as a physical thing when it's more of a process. It's the act of. It's wanting to know. It's the act of wanting to know knowledge, and you're taking it, making it too physical. In my opinion, the scientific method, I think a lot of people make it too concrete scientific. Like it's scientific method are just tools for science to verify other scientists, or for other scientists to know that that someone knows exactly how to come to a conclusion rather than guessing. I guarantee you.
So think of it this way. If you say gravity is the cause of tides, but we haven't proven gravity, then we don't know if gravity is the cause of tides. It's a presupposition based on what you believe gravity is and can do. We've not shown that that's the case. I'm asking for left to right gravity, and you can't show me an example.
Wait.
Only up and down.
Okay, can you show me? Wait. So because I can't show you left right gravity isn't real?
It means that there's a phenomenon of relative motions of up and down on the Earth, and that's all we can describe.
Okay.
How we get mass attracts mass from that, I have no idea. Because if I put a car next to a mountain, the mountain doesn't attract the car.
So is buoyancy not real?
Because the Earth's bigger.
Yeah,
the Earth doesn't. Then Cavendish wouldn't work.
Wait. No, well, that's the reason why Cavendish is so hard to accomplish, because you have to take out all these variables that will affect it. But
you can't take out the Earth.
Again,
that's why I use that as an example, Sean, of left to right gravity. Because what we've done is we've eliminated the downward force in the Cavendish experiment.
But you haven't.
To allow the force.
But
no,
we
haven't.
But you haven't, though.
You haven't. We've created an equilibrium.
But you haven't. You're not taking out the downward force. It's still there. It's How would you take it away?
Well, we counteracted it through balance, didn't we? And then we're allowing the balance to then use for the Cavendish experiment to have mass attracting mass.
But it's still hanging. It's still. It's
still hanging.
You can't, see,
and
that's the thing that a lot of flat earthers don't contribute to it. What we're saying about it is because the main thing is that, for instance, show me a model with water on it and a ball and it's sticking to it. It's like there are a lot of tests that can't be done because of Earth. The Cavendish is one way that they figured out how to do it without. I don't know how to explain it.
So actually,
If you want
take
left-right gravity, you can just look at the experiments with a plumb bob next to a mountain, where it deflects slightly. That's left or right gravity.
But
how would you ever in a million years account for wind? Oh my God!
Hang on, wait.
By controlling your variables, like we
How do you
every
control wind
experiment
next to a mountain?
You
You put it in a fucking tube.
Yeah,
you can put it in a tube. You can put it in a
You
box.
can put it in a tube. You have to
Yeah.
completely air seal the tube then?
No, you don't. No. All you gotta do is build a box around it so that the existing wind does not affect it.
Yep.
So then that changes the air. It just changes the airflow. It's just still going to be airflow.
No, you if you build a box.
Hold on. Okay, why are we talking? Who's done this? Why are we talking about it if no one's done it?
Well, a lot of people have done it. I don't think you smoke cigarettes. I can tell. If you ever smoked a cigarette and you put your hand up in front of it to block the wind, that's what you're doing.
No, who's done this mountain experiment with a plumb bob in a box?
Wait, time out, Chris. Let's not deflect, first of all, because a lot of people have done a lot of tests.
How was asking that deflecting?
No, because I want to go back. I want to make sure we stick to the fact of this idea that this up-down situation shows that there's no gravity. You said, show me left-right gravity, and then you said, well, if you can't, then, well, here's the problem with what you said by saying that. Are you saying that buoyancy doesn't exist?
No, what does buoyancy have to do with left-right gravity?
Well, because buoyancy is a force because of gravity.
Okay.
It's okay.
No,
so
it's not.
You need gravity to have buoyancy. Otherwise, you just have up for no reason. You understand that, right?
So at this point, we're all we could even scientifically say is gravity is an up-down phenomenon. That's it.
No, not at all.
Well,
it's already been shown to you that the mountain. Let's say that the mountain will attract the plumb bob. It's already been shown to you that the torsion.
Who's shown me the mountains attracting the plumb bob? Where is this experiment?
There's plenty of examples of it. There's plenty of reports of it.
There's reports of it. There's reports of seeing curvature from airplanes.
Oh my God.
Guys, hang on. Guys, stop. Everyone stop right now.
Is it so hard to finish a sentence?
Yeah, one at a time. Schrodinger's cat, go ahead.
If you want to see these experiments and do them for yourself, go to your community college and enroll in a physics class. They won't let you do the Cavendish experiment.
I've done Cavendish
twice in college.
Whoa, stop.
I've done it.
Whoa, two things, both for both sides. Hang on. One, that whole in Schrodinger's cat. This is not directed at you. This is directed at pretty much both sides. This whole, well, if you want to, then go look it up yourself or go do the test yourself. We're kind of like in the situation of showing why what we're trying to explain is right, and I see what you're saying, because obviously if we haven't personally done the test ourselves, we would have to go search for it. But at the same time, that only kind of gives Flat Earth the leeway to do it themselves. And the whole crux.
Asking us to, have you done it? And I'm saying yes, I have done it, and you can too.
Oh, well, that'd be the best thing. Well, I guess I just misheard.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear. Yeah, give me one second. Basically, why I said that is, if you say we talk about the test that you're just describing, you say, well, it exists. Go look it up. Well, then he can easily just go, well, relative density isn't gravity. Go look it up for yourself, and then the conversation kind of splits off, and we sit here.
But Sean, we would have evidence, and they would have nothing.
No, but that's fine. Show evidence, and if they can't present evidence, then here's the other thing. Like, for instance, I know Chris isn't going to walk off this panel a Glober. And that's real, right? And vice versa for myself. And when he says things, the people that this matters to are the people listening. I don't even think the people in the chat pay attention half the time. But the people listening, those are the ones that are going to start taking information in and going, oh, well, I thought this, or I thought that, or, oh, I didn't know about that, and look into it. That's kind of why when you go, well, go look it up yourself, it kind of takes away from the topic. But I do sort of, I see exactly what you're saying. I'm not, saying how, don't ever do that. I'm just kind of saying why, it kind of makes it a little difficult for the conversation. But
well, just like you said I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, are you done? No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying, because you can go read the reports of people who have done these things, but there's people who just won't accept it unless they've seen it. So
Yeah.
my only invitation to them is then go see it.
I've done it, Schrodinger's cat. I've done it myself. I have videos on my YouTube showing it.
Of Cavendish?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but Chris, hey Sean, just like you said in the beginning, you know, you got, you know, if you're gonna deny and continue to deny after you see, how are you gonna discredit years and years of scientists doing observations and years of recorded, you know, scientific experiments? How are you just gonna deny all of that just because you don't believe what you're seeing?
I mean, that's an overgeneralization fallacy. You just
No,
straw
it's-
manning.
no,
you,
no, I'm
you
just
said
saying,
I'm denying
you're-
all scientific experiments. Name one scientific experiment I'm denying.
You're
Gravity.
denying Cavendish.
Cavendish is
denying
not an
gravity.
experiment. No,
Cavendish-
How,
What do you
how
mean
is
it's
it
not
not an
Guys,
experiment?
one at-
See, there
one at a
again,
time.
denying again.
Cavendish
It's a test.
is
It's
a
hundreds-
it's a
measurement.
no. Cavendish
Hundreds-
is hang on, B-ball. Cavendish is a measurement. It's not an experiment.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, but
it's just
still,
term,
but-
it's termed as an experiment though. It's weird, but that's how it is though.
Okay, but how are you going to deny observations and measurements?
Observations are observations. Measurements are measurements. What's your point?
Wait,
I mean, but how are
wait,
you
wait.
how are you
need
going to
to
deny certain things?
Yeah.
What am I
Alright.
denying? Again, you keep saying I'm
Okay,
denying
no.
things, but
You're
you can't name
denying.
one thing
You're
I'm
okay.
denying.
You're denying how the atmosphere works and refraction
what way?
works. You're
How?
trying to contribute curvature for atmospheric optics.
I'm not. Well, that means that doesn't mean I'm denying atmosphere. It means I'm claiming atmosphere is the cause.
You're denying how it works. You're denying how it's described to work.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, because refraction itself has everything to do with the curvature of Earth.
No, it has nothing to do with
Okay,
curvature.
perfect.
Listen,
I'm happy you said.
hold
Hey,
on one second.
I'm happy you said that, Chris, because remember our little back and forth with refraction back about a month ago. Yeah, it's very much so, because one of the things I said in my uploads was that you
So,
seem
Sean-
to have not gone through everything because you were missing a shit ton about that.
No, I'm not missing anything. So, Sean, let me ask you a question then. If I'm wrong, if it's only about curvature, then why on a
I did not.
flat
I've never
road-
once said it was all about curvature. Period. I've never said
Yeah,
that.
you just said that it's
No, I didn't.
about the curvature.
Nope, no, I didn't.
So it's not about. So it doesn't have anything to do with curvature then, right?
You're trying to. Hey, first of all, I'd never said that. That's what I'm saying. So when you say yes, I did, it makes zero sense.
Okay,
Chris.
so clarify then before you move on.
Okay.
What does
I would-
refraction and curvature have to do with each other? Because you mentioned those two in the same.
It's the
sentence.
angle. The angle of incident has everything to do with it.
It
Hey,
doesn't
hey,
have
Hey, Chris,
doesn't have
check
anything
this
to
out.
do with it.
Wait. So
It's
wait,
the same reason you
do
have.
you
can
realize?
have a
Wait,
mirage
time
on a
out. Are you
desert road.
serious, Chris? Do you realize that refraction is it's after the angle of incident? What you're seeing. You're seeing the angle. You're seeing what's happened after it's gone through the median. The median being Earth's curvature atmosphere. How do you think refraction is?
Whoa.
I'm gonna show you right
Earth's
now.
curvature atmosphere.
I'm gonna show you right
just
now.
combined two
Listen,
different
hold on.
The
concepts.
curvature,
Hold on.
the curvature, and the atmosphere that we have is what creates
so
the observation of refraction.
So you're saying you need curvature for refraction? Is that what you're saying?
He didn't say that at all.
Yeah, I didn't say
That's exactly what he said.
No, I didn't. What are you hearing, Chris?
He
Seriously,
said
Hold on one
curvature
second.
and refraction. You
Hold
just
on
take
one
So
second.
you can have guys. I can't talk to three people. It's
Go
me
ahead.
and Sean right now. So Sean, are you saying that on a flat desert road, you can't have refraction?
Show me a flat desert road with refraction.
Okay. Give me about 60 seconds.
No problem.
All right, can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
Let's think about this observation right here. So, let's say we're standing on the ice wall, right? And we're looking towards the North Pole. What would the sun be doing if you were looking towards the sun and you're standing on the ice wall on a flat Earth? What would the sun be doing basically?
Here, Sean, I'm screen sharing. Here's your flat desert road with mirage due to refraction.
Hey, Chris, you ready for a mind-blowing fact? You let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, there's no road on Earth that's flat.
Nope.
Okay, so now you're being pedantic, okay?
No, I'm telling you right now, Chris.
Yes.
I am a grade checker. I have put so many miles of road on this earth. It is insane, and I'm telling you right now, there is no such thing as a flat road. Why?
Okay,
if you
here's
have
a flat laser.
No. If you have a flat
curving
road,
up due to
listen.
refraction.
If you have a flat road, then you end up having puddling. And what happens when cars drive over puddles? Hydroplane. It is unsafe.
So, John, are you saying because it's not literally 100% perfectly flat that it's curved?
It's called camber.
What does that mean?
Every road has a camber.
It's the bow of it. It's the has a high side and it drains to a side.
Okay,
or drains to a
see,
certain point.
you're being, when I say flat, I'm talking it's
okay.
90%, 95% flat and level. It's not 100%. I get that.
Whoa. What is see? There's no such thing as 90 to 95% flat. What is that?
Well, it doesn't look like a beach ball. I'm saying.
Okay,
it's not
wait.
a road that looks like a beach ball.
Are you saying that when you say flat, you don't mean flat?
No, I mean flat.
Okay, that's not flat then. Show me flat. I asked for a flat road with refraction.
Here's a flat laser over water that's refracting up. There's no curve involved in this refraction.
Wait, so you're telling me there's zero curve and that's flat?
100%.
Okay, how do you know that's a flat? Because
it's a laser, and the laser lights are
level?
flat.
Is it level?
And straight. Yes, it's level.
How do you know this?
Because I know who did the experiment. Effie Core did this experiment.
Oh, well, then I definitely want to see some fucking numbers. You may want to say Ted.
Listen,
you may want to say Ted did that test. Don't say that.
That doesn't even matter. Your claim was you
Dave.
have to have a curve to have refraction. There's no curve in this observation.
Wait.
Yes,
did. I didn't. First of all, I said the whole reason of refraction is because of the curvature of the Earth. That's what I said, for one, right? No, listen. For the atmospheric...
So that means you have to have curve to have refraction.
Chris, you're not listening, because I don't even get to finish what I'm saying. I was referring to you saying that there is no curvature because of refraction. If we're talking about that situation, yes, it does take curvature. Yes, 100%, because that is what you're seeing.
Where's the curvature here?
This observation that you have changed to this... because your road wasn't flat, has nothing to do with curvature in that sense that I'm talking.
All right, Sean, I'm going to have to bring up the big guns.
I also asked, you should have brought those out. You should have brought those out
I'd
in
like
the very
to-
beginning. Now, second,
I'd like to.
listen.
if you're going to bring a test to this platform, do not bring FE Core without data. I don't trust them.
Let me do some drawings here. Okay. Are you saying that on a flat road, I'm here.
There's no flat roads.
Hold on.
Okay.
On a nearly flat surface, I'm here. That there can't be. Let me see. There can't be refraction at this part of the road.
What's the distance?
Is that what you're saying?
There's 100 things that matter to this, and I'm not going to answer flat.
What distance does it need
like
to be
that.
in your mind?
Well, there's a lot of things that matter to this, Chris.
How about this? 1 mile. Okay, 1 mile.
What's temperature?
Temperature.
Time of day, time of year. All these things matter, Chris. And these are the things that you don't ever
100
account.
degrees. No, 100 degrees. There. Can I have refraction on a flat surface, a nearly flat surface of road or dirt patch or whatever you want to call it?
Where's the dirt?
A mile away at 100
Where's your
degrees.
source? Where's the light source coming from?
It's coming from up here.
So the sun?
Yeah, the sun.
Then I've never experienced that situation in either of you.
What? You've never experienced a situation?
Show me a situation where our sun...
You've never been driving in the car at half a mile in front of you, has a mirage in front of it?
We've already established that those roads are not flat.
I said near flat.
Okay. Near flat and flat have nothing to do with each other. And what you're showing me is a flat surface. I'm telling you right now, Chris, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can have refraction on a flat surface that you can't even show me in reality.
Okay, I'll redo the surface. Here's the surface, okay? Here's what the surface is going to look like, okay?
Jesus
there's some
Christ.
let's just say there's some undulations in the surface, okay?
Yes, then it's because of the
But
curvature
it's not
The curvature of Earth is the reason
like
why.
this.
Because the sun is
Okay,
90. Hey, listen,
that's not the
I'm
road.
answering you. I'm answering you. I'm
Okay,
answering
go
you
ahead.
now. But that road is on a sphere, and that sun is 93 million miles away, which all contributes to why it is. You're telling me a
So you're
mile.
not answering my question?
I am. That mile of kind of flat somewhat flat, 85%
Yeah.
flat. It's still on a sphere that is doing everything because of its optics, because it's a sphere. A sphere.
No, not in a mile. There's no curve in a mile.
Wait. Yes, there is. Just because it's so small that you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Sorry.
Okay, so you need 8 inches of a supposed curve to have refraction. Is that what you're saying?
No. There is 8 inches of curvature, and that's why. Oh, and I'm sorry. Let me make this clear. When
I can't believe we're having this
when
discussion.
I say there's,
None of the
listen,
honest ballers on the
Chris,
panel are speaking up
Chris,
about this.
stop.
And you have
Let me finish what I'm
railroading.
saying. Yeah, real shit. Now let me explain something. When I just said that 8 inches per square mile, it's layman's terms, so we can just have this conversation, people. So no one here is going to go get a data point, and so that way you can't pin me down to what I just said. That's why I just made that very clear. And Chris, you're being dishonest, or you're using.
Okay.
Look, check this. So you're telling me that in 1 mile, as the globe says, there isn't curvature?
I said there's 8 inches.
Okay. Now
You can have it in less than a mile. I just used a mile as an example. You can
Okay,
have
but
refraction in a quarter of a mile.
do you understand what I'm trying to explain to you? That what you're
No, not at all.
Okay. When you make a line and you say it's a mile long, can refraction
This looks
happen
about
on
a quarter mile.
Yeah, it's still on a globe. And
No,
I
that's a
made that.
presupposition,
No,
Sean.
it's not.
That's
It's
a
not.
presupposition.
It's not because
Yes,
I
it
understand.
is.
No, it's not because with all the other experiments and tests that have been done, I know it's a globe. Just because you deny that doesn't mean I am denying that. Which means I'm not presupposing anything because I know what it is. I'm not making a guess. I'm not claiming that it's that way without evidence. Flat Earth
Yeah,
does
absolutely,
that.
you are.
Really, I can show you again all the evidence that I've provided for you, and regardless of if it's all 100% proven, it's still much more evidence than Flat Earth is presenting. That's the issue. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, Chris. Like, you're literally telling me it doesn't matter if you have real evidence for Flat Earth or not. Only
No, it's like
that science doesn't make sense. That's what
Sean,
science denier is.
There's a camera. The camera to this point here looks to be about a quarter of a mile.
It's not going to be flat, though.
Where's the curve? It's not flat. So you're saying there's curve here.
Whoa. First of all, you do understand that this road isn't put down along with curvature, right? It's in sections, just like bridges. Second of all, if you look further down that road, you'll start seeing it. And you're not going to, it's again, a quarter mile. How much do you think you're going to see?
None.
You won't be able to notice it.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
Eyes, your naked eyes. Your
it's almost
naked eyes.
immeasurable.
No, your
It's
naked
immeasurable.
eyes. No, your naked eyes will not be able to see it.
Look at this. Why is there refraction here? Where's the curve?
Again, it's further down the road for one. Second,
Further down the road, but the refraction's right here. It's
Wait,
by the
let me
camera.
make something clear to you, Chris. You are trying
I can do this all day long.
Yeah,
Sean,
I know
all
you
day.
can. Hey, Chris, I know you can. You can try to talk over me when I'm going to make the point of, why are you showing me an eighth mile and saying, show me curve? What sense does that make? Explain that to me, Chris. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Hello? Chris? Hello? Chris? You're here. You're not muted. Go ahead. Talk.
Sean, I'm showing your audience.
Yeah, you're showing my audience that
curve.
You're showing the audience. You're showing the audience eighth mile and quarter mile shots. And I did not say you have to have curvature to have a mirage. I told you on your mile example of can you have refraction on a flat surface? That flat surface that you made is still on a globe. And yes, there is curvature there. And people in the chat, I made it very clear that when I just went over the 8 inches per square mile, or the 8 inches with Chris, that I was a layman's version of it. I'm not going to give you the exact detailed numbers because we don't have geodetic points, and I'm not going there to explain it again. And I'm not saying Chris made that argument. I'm just letting everyone else in the chat know.
And just a little bit of extra information.
And seek and find, if you want to keep acting like you know what you're talking about, jump on the panel, son. That's all you got to do. I'm sick of hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and at a quarter mile, you're only looking at 0.0036 degrees of a curve. Like you won't find that. The human eye barely can detect 3 degrees.
And Chris, now you're telling me because of the number is so minuscule that a curve doesn't exist, or you should be able to see it? Do you understand why you can't now?
What about a bridge? If
No,
the
stop with
bridge
the.
is
no, Chris.
flat.
Look, I want you to understand something.
The bridge
I
is
have a
built flat
Chris,
over the curve, right?
I have
It
a
doesn't
piece
follow
of
the curve.
Chris. I have a piece of paper in my hand, and I have marked down every time you have avoided answering a question or the subject or changed the subject.
What's the question?
Are you saying that in your little mile depiction that you should be able to see curve? Is that what you believe? That's just one question.
No, I'm not even. You're the one bringing up curve. I'm talking about refraction.
Yes, because
and how
refraction
far
has everything to do
Here's
with the
another
curvature
example.
of Earth.
It's about 100 feet away from the camera. You can see
Jesus
Christ,
refraction. You're not going to get it. Why do you keep giving me these small? Show me big numbers now. Let's go 100 miles, Chris.
No,
you're 50 miles.
saying you need a curve for refraction, and there's no
there
curve
is curve there. You're God damn it, Chris. Do you realize what
there's
you're
no
doing
curve
right
in 50 feet?
Chris,
Sean.
stop.
Actually, there is. It's just very, very small.
Let me make this very clear to you, Chris. You continuously, purposely are showing these images that are 100 feet, a quarter mile, a half mile. Dude, you understand that, first of all, 100 feet is way less than a quarter mile. Second of all, the reason why you keep showing those is because you even know that the curvature of the Earth in that distance is going to be so slight you won't be able to see it with your eye. And you do it on purpose. Stop that shit.
Take it easy, Sean. Let's observe the phenomenon.
Hey, can we change the subject?
No. I don't like it being so dishonest. That's
I
ridiculous
know, but come on, take it easy. Everyone has a point of view. And look, we're trying to observe the phenomena.
It's
and
okay.
if it applies locally, can it also apply?
Chris, I'm sorry, Pete. It's all right to have any opinion you like, but once you start denying how science works, it becomes an issue.
Sean, what do you need to see to prove that you can have a mirage on a near flat surface with no curve?
You live on a globe.
I don't understand it.
Do you live on a globe and the sun is not local? Therefore, that's why.
I can have a near flat surface above the globe like a bridge.
Where the fuck do you see a bridge above the globe? Come on, man. Damn.
The bridge is built.
Can I ask
straight and flat?
No.
Can I
God
ask you
damn it! Stop saying flat. Go ahead.
Hey, Chris, can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, sure.
It's Friday.
Let's think about this. If you're and I asked this before, but I don't know if you heard me or whatever. If we're standing on the ice wall and we're looking towards the north.
Oh my God! What an idiot! You're an idiot.
Wait. Why is he an idiot?
No, this is perfectly valid.
You're interrupting a very
answer the
salient
question.
point.
No.
I'm changing the subject because obviously we're not getting there. We're not getting anywhere with you with this subject. So
he's about to ask you a question you can't answer. Please go ahead, B-Ball.
If we're standing on the ice, the outer part of the flat Earth, the ice wall, right? And we're looking towards the North Pole, and we look up at the sun throughout the day, what would the sun be doing?
Good question. That's a good question, man. That really is a good question if we're trying to think in terms of reality. But you ask Chris.
No, go for it, Pete.
Well, I mean,
it was directed. Yeah, no, it was directed. It was directed. No, stop. Yeah, it was directed to you, Chris, and that's not a stupid question at all.
I've never been to the ice wall, so I don't know how to answer that question.
Thank you for saying that.
You mean you refuse to answer it because you know that you won't be able to provide the correct answer.
So happy.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. I don't know anything about.
You don't know anything about refraction.
All right, let me tell you what the sun will be doing.
Well, hang on. I have an answer. Hang on, B-Ball. Hang on a second.
Hold on, man. I'm not finished. I'm gonna answer this question since you don't want to answer it. The sun will be doing.
Wait.
Hold on, Pete. Hold on, Pete.
B-Ball. Pete didn't answer though. I mean, we know Chris can't answer. He's already admitted because he's never been there. Remember, Chris said because he's never been there, he cannot speak on that. Remember, you said that, Chris. Go ahead. I want Pete to be able to answer it though.
Let me give a brief answer. So, in terms of my picture, what's going on?
Very brief.
So very. Give me a minute, right? So very brief. As I walk south here, right? I'll observe the sun. As I get to the equator, the sun will rise from the east and set in the west. Exactly, right? At equinox, especially. Now, if I go north or south of the equator and I look at the sun, I'd have to be facing in opposing directions. That tells me that the sun is going against some sort of a barrier, its highest point being along the equator. As I travel further south and I'm looking at the sun, as I look northwards, I should see the sun coming in from my right, and doing an arc and exiting at my left, yeah, but a vague sort of arc depending on how south you are. So that would be my best answer there. So you're looking north, you'll see the sun rising in the opposite side. You're right as you're looking north and setting in the left. That's my answer to that.
Okay.
What do you reckon, B-Ball?
So basically, the sun will be doing an oval in the sky.
Pretty much actually. We're told in the heliocentric model that all of the bodies rotate on an annual basis or continual basis in an elliptical fashion around the sun. So yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I don't know how that relates to reality. I mean, some images have come from the south, but there has been problems. I've debunked some of them myself, and definitely said that it was a fake or a massive cut in here somewhere. So I don't know what to take as true, but that's where my mind leads me in terms of that answer.
Okay,
What did you expect as an answer?
Like I said, the sun will be basically doing an oval in the sky. But what we know from reality, and what I've seen, is that there's a 24-hour sun on the South Pole.
Oh
which
no,
means it
not always, man.
rotates around
Right.
the South
Not
Pole.
always.
Not always. That's
always.
Well, not
man.
always, not always, but certain times of the year there is a 24-hour sun on the South Pole. Am I right?
That's disputable as well. And someone had as a plumber, part of the Nathan Oakley crew. I can't remember his name. If you remember his name, Chris, he was a plumber in Antarctica, and he came down and talked about all of that sort of stuff. And he said it wasn't a 24-hour sun, but it was a light. Right, there was a sort of a dim light for 24 hours, which is different than what's going on at the north.
It traveled in 360 degrees around him.
Right.
Right.
Hey, it is interesting. And
Sean,
well,
I have to go. Let me ask you a quick question. If you have a glass of water and you stick a straw in it and you look to the side and you see the straw refracted down, what does that have to do with curve?
What does that have to do with anything we've been
Just
talking about?
completely ignore what I just talked about, right?
You don't need a no. I'm just going back to the original subject. You don't need a curve to have something refracted.
Again, let me make this clear, Chris. Your argument when I met you was that atmospheric refraction was the reason for we thinking there was curvature. That's what I was talking about. Damn it! Stop with this.
Yeah,
shit.
it is. It is. And that's still the case.
I did not say refraction only happens on curved surfaces. Period. Only if that's in their butts. I didn't say that. Go back and
That's what you're making it sound like.
No, I'm not.
Well, so then what's the point of the whole 30-minute conversation then?
That's why B-Ball changed it, because you don't get it.
You're right. You're not being clear at all.
No,
and you completely ignored.
Not clear.
And you completely ignored everything I just said because you have no answer for that. And that's what we see in reality.
Pete answered you.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
And the question was directed
you
to
didn't.
you.
I don't have to have an answer for everything, Sean.
Then don't act like then don't act like you have an answer for everything.
I have a question for B-Ball. For B-Ball. B-Ball, how high do you have to be to see curvature?
Jesus fucking Christ, Chris. Is B-Ball and B-Ball like the say of everything? Did we ever claim? Better yet, have we ever claimed to know all? Just I'm asking.
You're acting like, so I don't answer something about some ice wall question and you're going off on
Then say that you don't know, Chris. I don't think I've ever heard you say that shit.
I said why
you act like there's always a reason for you not to have an answer. You always skirt it. Just say I don't know. No, don't say go for it, Pete. Don't pass that shit on. Just say I don't know. Fuck.
Imagine your grandma was listening, so let's behave ourselves.
That's how I roll, man. I don't care.
It'd be funny as well.
Man, Pete's having to call you out. Damn, that's cold.
What the hell, Chris?
Anyway, B-Ball.
Hey, how much can you reach for?
Yeah, but Sean, these mirroring effects are interesting phenomena, even in close-up, close-scale sort of pictures like Chris just presented. And Chris, what we need to get to the bottom of what exactly is causing this mirroring, and it is up for debate, but certainly it is a phenomenon we have to take into account on all scales, right?
We know what the cause of mirroring and miraging is. It's refraction due to change in the density of the medium.
I got one more question for Chris. if you have two, if you have a
Well, you didn't
hole on
answer
the
my
ground-
question. You didn't answer my question.
Because
Go ahead.
what the hell?
Oh, how high you have to be?
Yeah.
Let's say it depends on how much curvature you want to see.
Any amount.
The higher you go,
No.
the more curvature you will see.
We want to see any curvature,
At
man.
what
Any at
point?
all.
What's the lowest point you have to go to see curvature?
Chris, stop with that fucking trying to pin someone on a specific number that you can't even do damn well
Specific
yourself.
number. You have a model.
It's
Sean.
about
Go to the model.
hey Chris, it's about 40,000 feet, and you would need, and if you can't
40,000
if
feet?
you can't understand that the amount of curvature isn't being able to see, but with your naked eye, that's your problem. No one else's. You can
Well,
see
no,
curvature.
it's not my
There is
problem.
curvature, Chris. There is curvature in a mile. Because you can't see it
Sean.
does not mean it does not exist. Understand that
Sean,
right now.
Why does Neil Tyson say you have to be above
Fuck Neil deGrasse Tyson. Don't ever fucking say his name on my shit again. Fuck you,
Oh my
Chris.
God,
I don't
cherry
care.
pick,
You sound like
cherry
Red
pick,
Pill. You're
cherry pick.
pissing me off. That's why I booed you just now. Don't ever come on my panel
Chill.
again acting like that bullshit faggot Red Pill.
All right.
All he has to do is go
Is it
take
because
the big
he's
flight.
drinking?
To answer his
Fucking
question,
faggot with that shit, man. Fucking hey, Chris.
Hold on.
You act like a goddamn bitch. Don't ever come on my panel again acting like that. If you don't get that I'm not a source for all information, then you're a fucking idiot. And if you don't get that you can measure curvature in 1 mile, then you're even a bigger fucking idiot.
Yeah.
to answer that question for him, though, if you have a 60-degree field of view, which the point of clarity for human sight is less than 60 degrees, it's going to be at about 35,000 to 40,000 feet, given virtually no clouds. If you want to see it with your eyes, you're going to need to go about 22 kilometers up.
Wow. Wow.
Which is why
And so,
pilots
let's
can
not
see it, but the
forget-
passengers
Let's
can't.
not forget the company that will fly you on a MiG and guarantee that you'll see curvature or your flight is free.
Okay, that's fair enough. So you're saying that we, as the common man, can't experience this curvature no matter how high we go up. What about in high altitude balloon footages, 120,000 feet?
Hold on,
Didn't-
I
Pete,
just said
Pete,
that
you're scattering there.
The company
No.
will fly you up on a jet. I think they go about 70,000 feet, and if you don't
Right.
see curvature, your flight's free.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. So my point is, we can't relate. Not everyone's going to take that flight, right? So we've all been in planes, so we can't, and we shouldn't experience curvature from 40,000 feet. 70,000 feet, you say, if we pay to get, we're guaranteed our money back. We don't see curvature, but we have access to high altitude balloon footages, plenty of amateur footages, and of all the ones I've looked at, never seen curvature ever.
Yep,
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
How do you know what I've seen with my eyes, bud?
Rob Skiba showed us
Rob
curvature
Skiba.
with his balloon flight.
But I have seen many instances with that look like curvature, but when you resolve what you're seeing, it's always flat. It's an extended flat plane in every direction.
No, when the
no,
horizon's in the
bullshit.
middle of the shot, you can see the curve.
Because we have a sky
Guys,
and
let me
because
make
we
this
have an
clear.
Earth, we
I
have
wanna
a
make this
system
clear
in play.
again.
We all agree
And-
there's a fixed reality
Pete-
here, right?
Pete, let me explain
No.
something. Again, there's curvature in a mile. You can't see it because the measurement is too small. If you're going to come here, and this isn't directed at you, Pete, but this is directed to all
Right,
flat earthers.
You're good.
If you're going to come
And
on
take
here,
it easy, bud.
if you're going to, I understand that I just got triggered, and it's fine with me. I don't mind that because that shit's bullshit. If you're going to come on my panel and quote or say shit about Neil deGrasse Tyson, you better be able to back it up with some other source of science. Because I'm going to say this one last time. Neil deGrasse Tyson has the ability of taking 10,000 pages of physics and scrunching it down to 2 to 3 minute conversation with your dumbasses on TV. What do you think he's going to give you as in accurate information? He's going to give you bits and pieces, the important, relevant shit for the layman to understand. And yeah, Chris, I fucking censored the shit out of you because I'm sick of hearing you and that fucking idiot Red Pill talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you guys don't get, he is the movie version of explanations compared to the book version, you're the biggest fucking idiot. Don't come on my shit again. There's no reason for this fucking conversation to happen if you can't be realistic. Period.
Wait, hang on, Sean. Hang on. Are you
Yeah,
disowning deGrasse Tyson? And are you saying he
No.
completely
Yo,
misrepresents
hello
science?
guys,
What he
how's
just
it going?
What he's saying is Dr. Tyson is the summary of a very long book.
Hello,
Right.
guys.
Okay.
How's it
So
going?
what
My-
the
right,
dispute
Manny,
here
thank
is
you.
about
Stop.
curvature.
Hey, just
The
everyone,
dispute
hang
here is
on,
about curvature,
stop,
right?
hang on, stop. I want everyone to understand right now, I am very fucking triggered by what Chris fucking just did. So I would suggest if you come on this panel right now, don't fucking talk over a bunch of people. Don't think you're the only one here, because I'm going to say something. I'm not in a good mood now. Thanks, Chris. And Chris,
What did Chris do again,
stop! Anytime you want to have a one-on-one, Chris, and be realistic, step up, motherfucker. And here's the other point. I'm not going to let you ever slide on your little fucking scavy bullshit you do. You do deny science, just like fucking Riley does. So get out of here with your fucking censorship bullshit. When you want to be an adult, then you come on my fucking panel. Go ahead, Pete. I'm sorry.
Sean, let me ask you a question, man. Calm down. Take it easy. What exactly did Chris do then that merited this reaction when he mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson? If, as Schrodinger's cat says, as Schrodinger's cat, Neil deGrasse Tyson is the summary of a very long story. What exactly did he do here?
Because, well, he did exactly what you just explained. He
asked B-Ball a question, right?
He uses someone who is giving a summary to pick holes at it because he doesn't give the full explanation for it.
Well, let's have it then.
Have what then?
Let's have the full explanation.
Of what?
Of the height you need to be to see curvature. That's the question Chris asked. The B-Ball.
Hey, 0. You can be at 0 feet and see curvature.
How?
I just want to say something real quick, Shanji.
Look out over the horizon.
I'm tired of these stock accounts in your chat room, like Village
Then
Control
fucking
Idiots.
delete them, Manny. Fuck, you're a grown man.
But wait.
No! You just cut off a conversation to say to bitch about trolls in my chat.
No, but I'm going to tell you
Didn't you just hear me? I'm not in a good mood right now. So don't come at me with bullshit.
They never joined the panel.
Then they're fucking pussies, Manny. You got anything else? Wait. Manny, you host. Go ahead.
No, that was it. They never joined the panel. I'm asking them to join the panel so we can have an open discussion. That's it.
But Manny, do that when there's a break in the action.
Okay, all right. I got it.
Hey, real quick, Mandy, are you the one that called me out on Captain Cook? I can't remember who it was.
That was me. I called you Beavis.
No.
No, I think it was Manny.
Oh my fucking god, dude! Wait. First of all, I would like to say what is that? Apologize to Sean if he thinks I interrupted him in any way. It's not my intention. My intention is if you're going to be a keyboard warrior, no one's going to believe what you're saying because they want to hear your voice. Come on the live panel if you think you have some truth to speak. Village Idiot Control and True Blue, you have no credibility, and as far as I am concerned, because you're only a keyboard warrior if you're not joining the open discussion and speaking your truth. That's it. And to answer to your question, Schrodinger's cat, yes, I am the guy. What's up?
Okay, Jose,
good answer.
Jose is going to host us at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning if you're willing.
Yes, 10 a.m. I'll try to wake up. That's usually the time that I wake up. But I'll try to. I'll put up 10 a.m. Eastern time. Damn, 7 a.m.
Yep.
P. Yeah, I'm gonna have to set my alarm because that's I go to sleep pretty late, and that means I'd have to wake up at 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. Okay.
That voice you're putting on, Manny. That's not your real voice.
And we can
you're a character,
like a different
right?
time.
Manny.
But I have all of Captain Cook's logs, so
thank you. Yeah, I appreciate
do your homework.
Yeah. Okay. You have all his logs, and how do you have them, real quick, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to answer if you don't want, but just curious.
They're publicly available, and I'm a sailor and I know how to read them.
What's the name? Okay. What's the name of the website?
Oh, there's several. I'm happy to.
Can you post a link so I can?
Well, not right now because I'm in my garage drinking beer, but I'm happy to provide them.
Okay.
I thought you got them via sleeping with Cook's great grand niece, Schrodinger's cat. I was wrong there. So they're freely available online. Okay.
She was voluptuous.
Come on, man. It's frivolous, Sean. It's frivolous Friday. No, it's not Frivolous Friday.
No, it's not.
Well,
I think
it's a
he's
good
pissed
point.
off,
If
and you're not
let's put this to bed, right? If
Hold on
Neil
one
deGrasse
second.
Tyson is a summary of a greater story, well, let's have the summary. Sean, I understand what you mean when you say we have we have curvature at 0 foot. We can't experience it though, but we have it. But that's because you say we live on a ball with a certain sphericity to it. That 8 inches per mile square isn't the full story. That's a summary to how you work out the general curvature. But you can go into deeper mathematics to work out the specific curvature and the specific formula. I think we understand that, right? But that's a general rule of thumb.
Hey, real quick, simple observation. If you got a hula hoop on the ground and a hula hoop about 2 feet above it, at one point do the hula hoops intersect?
It depends on which way the hula hoop above it is orientated. How you orientate?
They're both parallel.
Then they never intersect, right?
Right.
So what are you going to do? I mean, now you have 2 hula hoops, and you only have 4 arms.
4 arms. The sun is doing a hula hoop shape around the top of the flat Earth. When does it intersect with the bottom?
Let me tell you this, people, if you're genuine. Think of the sun. Think of yourself with a lightsaber at the center, right? Shining it, reflecting it against a contoured mirror, contoured barrier of a certain dimension. And that's what the sun pretty much is. It's a reflection. It's not a solid body. And now you have to think the variables, most specifically the variable is the contour of the barrier itself, or the contour of the mirror itself. If it's a flat planar mirror, if it's parallel to the Earth, the ground, then you'll get a different reflective pattern than if it's a snow globe or something. But the contour of the mirror we're under, the barrier, the bi-barrier, Bible, is specific indeed. So that's my answer to that.
Okay, what does any of that mean?
If I know.
That was pretty coherent, actually.
No, that was completely incoherent.
Nonsense.
That was utter incoherent gibberish.
Do you want some more?
So imagine yourself. Okay, let me ask you this then, right? So imagine a glass dome, a glass house, right, or something, a reflective surface, anyway, as big as you like, and you're in the center with the strongest laser beam you have, right? So now imagine you just doing little circles and pointing it in a certain direction for it to reflect off the barrier. What sort of reflective pattern you'd have? Now you can understand that depending on the nature.
Where are you going with this?
Nature of answering a question. You just jumped in as well, like a rude little
I did. Yeah, I know. I was pretty rude. I came in pretty hard.
Did you jump in on Patricia's ear that time when you were hugging her? Did you, man?
I think if you were standing in the center, you had a dome over you. You were standing in the center, pointing a laser out towards the dome. It would probably reflect back. I don't know.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I suppose you could imagine that sort of thing, but then you got.
No, but hang on. But now change the nature of the reflecting mirror, right? In other words, change the dimensions and contour of the barrier. This then plays into matters, and that's a different matter. But if you're genuine,
I mean, it would reflect. It would reflect all over the place if it was a mirror. If it was a mirror and you were shining, it would reflect like all over the place.
Well, welcome to Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It's waters beyond. Water is a reflector. We have energies,
none of this means
energies.
Anything.
Invisible energies. This is how we see, man. How do you think you see? Hey, B-ball. How do you think you see, man? When you're looking at your girlfriend, when you're looking at, a vessel, wherever you're in the Navy, right, or in the Army, when you're looking at a plane, how do you think you see? What it comes back to.
The light's reflecting off the object, coming back to my eyes.
Right, but you've already described light as something that's intrinsic to the sun, haven't you? You've said that that's a property of the sun here. When the sun goes away, there's no light. That's not the case, though.
But the object that I'm looking at is tangible. I can touch it. It can land. I can touch it. Whatever.
Yeah, but you can see it and you can experience it because light is shed on the situation. But once you understand what light actually is, You're told, if you were to regurgitate what I would have regurgitated, the dual nature to light, the wave particle nature to it, the contradictory position.
Yeah.
This is what you hold, right? But if we're to think in terms of reality, flat Earth reality, if you like, even though Earth isn't flat in that sense, then we can think in different terms regarding what exactly light is.
Yeah,
And
but
it's not
all
what you think
light,
it is.
but all light has a source, correct?
Exactly.
Light just doesn't
It has a
exist.
source.
Light isn't a thing in and of itself. It isn't an entity.
So
Light
what
is
is it?
is caused by things. You don't have light just existing. There's always
Yeah.
a cause to light,
Right.
right? We can agree on that. So you just say
Absolutely.
that the sun is a light makes no sense at all, because you can't just have just light. It has to have a cause.
No. So the distinction being here that what you would say, right? Well, actually, I let you speak for yourself. What is light in regards to the sun? Forget about the stars, the other bodies. How would you describe light?
It's basically the result. It's the result of the destruction, or actually it's hydrogen, right? That is heated to these insane temperatures and is basically built into helium. Okay, like millions and millions of degrees. All right, and the resultant effect, one of the things it does is cause light. And just to say that it's not an object, just arbitrarily just say the sun is not an object, and the same thing you do with the moon. Oh, the moon isn't an object we can land on. Just doesn't make any sense. If I may, about 3 years ago, when the flat earthers all started this, they never said the moon wasn't a solid object. They said the moon was a solid object, and then they changed their minds because they realized, wait a minute, if the moon is a solid object and inside the dome, then why could NASA not land on it? And I was actually
hang on. There you go with flat
so
earthers again.
So then you created this fantasy idea that the moon is not.
Yeah, but hang on. There you go with flat earthers again, where I considered
Red Cloud,
that the moon was a hologram maybe 4 years ago now. No, he finished, Sean. He finished. I asked him had he finished. I know he'd finished.
You didn't ask me if I finished. You didn't ask me if I finished.
Well, all I was saying was, there you
Yeah,
go. No, I said ask him. So I was telling Sean to ask you, had you finished? You had about finished, hadn't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, the point really is that the argument that the moon is not physical is not an argument that I heard when I first discovered the flat Earth idea, and I was actually in part of the conversation on Jaren, on Globebusters, and with Authentic Intent, and a number of other people when they sort of realized the folly of saying that the moon was a solid object, because they said it's inside the dome. And then people said, well, wait a second, if it's inside the dome, why could NASA not land on it? And then they said, well, it's not a solid object that people can land on. And that's where it came from. It literally came from nowhere.
Okay, but hang on. Why are you quoting other people here? I can quote someone like R. Hang on, man. Outside of myself. Hang on, please. Let me answer, Red, right?
Yeah.
Well, outside of myself, Arwen, who is a regular contributor to this theater of the absurd, but he's talked about holographic universe, sky projection, going back 4 or 5 years now. So what you're saying is absolutely incorrect here, and it definitely doesn't apply. You can bundle everyone into the same bag all you like.
With respect.
Ask me how I feel if you're talking to me.
Yeah, with respect, I did say that is not an argument that I heard, and I was in the middle of the argument, and I listed all the channels and the people I was speaking to at the time, and people were saying at the time that the moon, people realized, I was in that discussion when people realized that when flat earthers said, yeah, of course the moon is a sphere, of course the moon is a solid object, of course, because it obviously looks like one, and then they realized, wait a minute, it's inside the dome. Oh, okay. So why couldn't NASA land on it? We don't have enough. Okay, and it was Joshua. One of the people who first came up with that idea was Joshua Swift, channel name Authentic Intent, and he was one of the first guys to say it's not a solid object that you can land anything on. Okay,
I was fucking thinking that back in 2013. So don't be giving me that stuff again. You're bringing other people into this.
The real point.
Hang on, Red. Right, you're bringing other people into this.
This you're making stuff up as you go along in order
to
fit
hang on,
your narrative.
Listen to this now. Hang on, Sean.
That's
a bit of decorum here is needed. He's talking about what other people talked about 4 years ago. Just a specific group of people, or whatever he has in his own mind. If you're talking to me, man, ask me what I think it was. or what, you know, don't group everybody in. You're trying to figure out what it is
Well,
as
Pete,
well.
do you speak
I'll
for
tell
all
you what the
flat
moon is.
earthers?
The moon is a reflection of solidity, Sean.
Wait,
That's
wait,
what the
wait,
moon
wait,
is.
wait.
It looks
Both of
solid,
you.
but it's a reflection of solidity.
Both
We've
of you,
all
there's
seen
a
reflections
clarifying
in
question
water.
here that needs asked. There's a clarifying question that needs asked. Pete, do you speak for all flat earthers when you're going to
I
give a
don't speak
model?
for. Don't be silly. I speak
Then
for
what?
myself,
Then what does it
and that's
matter for
all.
us to ask you if the majority position doesn't match you?
There is no majority position. Come on,
Oh,
man.
you're
And on top of
wrong
that,
about
all of
that.
the main actors are put in place anyway. So don't be giving me that.
So what's the point of even discussing anything with y'all if everyone has something different?
Well, he just see the way Red just brought this into the equation here.
No,
And
no, no.
it
This
was
has
nothing
nothing to do with
specific. Hang
Red.
on, man.
You
It was
brought
nothing
this on
specific
yourself.
about the people having this conversation. It was bringing other ideas and other people in to it. That doesn't help anything. Are we all out for the truth here or what? The
And
moon
let
is a
me get to
reflection
your
of
perception.
solidity. And what's more, it's a kaleidoscopic reflection of solidity. All of the one object. It's crater Aris Darkus. One crater, one creator.
All right.
But
But what
that's
does
my
that
own point
even
of view, right?
mean?
You won't hear anyone else saying that.
Pete,
I'm done
if you
there. I'm
don't
done,
speak,
Sean.
if you don't,
Continue, man.
if you don't speak for a large portion and you're only speaking for yourself, it does us no good in the total flat Earth argument because you're speaking from such a narrow point that even your own side doesn't agree with you.
No one will tell you they know what the sun. Go to Nathan Oakley's. What is the sun? I don't know what the sun is. We can't go there. Scientific method doesn't cover it. No answer to it. Bollocks.
Yes, but at one
Bollocks,
point
right?
they did say
Right.
that they had an idea. Now
Yeah,
they
but
say
hang
they
on,
don't.
bollocks though. But I'm telling you this: everything is interconnected, right? So if you want to hear my idea,
But yours
well,
is so disconnected from everybody else, so it's unimportant.
but again, no one else has any idea. The only answer anyone else will give you is
So
exactly what
you have
Nathan
special
Oakley will tell
knowledge.
you.
That's
So how are we
interesting
going
that
to
you have special
progress?
knowledge.
By entertaining different ideas. And me and Sean had a chat here. I don't know how much he listened or whatever. A few days ago, maybe a week ago, where I expressed some of that sort of thing. Right? So every
We can
idea
use
involves hearing first of all. See where you go from there. Otherwise,
we
it's
can
just some
use
people talking.
spectroscopy and know what the sun is. It's pretty simple. It's been explained to you over and over.
Right, and it's brilliant. I'll tell you why it's brilliant, Schrodinger's cat, because there's a watery barrier up there. So if you're using spectroscopy to examine eminence from the sun, and you're getting mostly hydrogen, well, we know water is composed of what? What's the chemical formula for water, Schrodinger's cat?
I'm not even going to tell you because I just want to hear you squirm.
H2O, right? Hydrogen, 2 parts
No.
hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. Hang on, please. So when we get a predominantly content of hydrogen, why can we not be looking at the disassociation of water from this reflected thing we call the sun against this watery backdrop? That's exactly why you'd expect to get hydrogen, a hydrogen center.
No, because hydrogen is not H2O to begin with. So
hydrogen is H2 water. I said, you clown. Water. What's the chemical form of water? Is H2O. 2 parts hydrogen to 1 part oxygen. What do we breathe? What do we breathe? We breathe oxygen, right?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Well,
lovely. You know how powerful the sun is? It's water everywhere. I'm telling you.
Oh, this is so fun.
I thought you'd be better able to answer, Cliff, in fairness.
Are you really going to take this time to take a swipe at him in the process? Come on, Pete.
No, I spoke to Cliff before, man. So
I would love to have a conversation with Pete where he doesn't call someone a clown.
Yeah.
I'm done there, man. But I'm just saying to you, if you're out for truth, don't pretend to know everything. If you're here talking to me or talking to us, right? Well, talk to us. Don't be talking about other people and what they're bringing in.
I don't know most things, but I know the things that I know.
And what is it you know, Schrodinger's cat? And as a percentage, what would you give it in relation to everything there is to know?
A percentage of everything there is to know, probably 1 fraction of 1%, because there's an infinite number of things to know, and I know very little, but I do know that we can know what the sun is using spectroscopy.
Yet everyone here knows fucking everything about every subject. Isn't it?
No, you just nobody here to claim that at all.
I don't claim to know everything.
Pete, here's the problem. You come along explaining what you think the sun is, and it's just run-on sentences of complete gibberish. Okay,
Well,
you don't explain anything. You just
I will
ramble.
explain it. If you want me to
He's not
explain it, I have
explaining
explained it
anything.
before. But I asked you to explain it, and you already
You've
gave
got
me stuff
no
I knew
clue what it
already,
is.
right?
That's the problem.
That's fair enough. The sun is
Of course, Nathan Oakley.
S-U-N.
Of
Don't worry
course,
about
Nathan
that.
Oakley doesn't know what the sun is. No flat earther knows what the sun is, including you.
Yes,
the problem
but
is,
stop it
well,
dead.
actually,
Hang on. Stop
the
it dead
thing
at
is
that
that the
level
flat
of
earthers,
inquiry.
generally, flat earthers are honest and say, I don't know what it is, where you just makes up some whatever it is you make up.
How
That's
do
the
you
difference.
know?
You just feel free just
how
to
do you know?
have these run-on sentences of
It's
utter
already been
gibberish.
described to you that spectroscopy tells us what the sun is.
Right.
So if it's not that, then what? If it's not that, then what is it other than your toroidal
I just
whatever
explained
it is?
it to you.
You
It's
didn't.
perfect.
You just said words.
We have a watery backdrop, and we have
It's just
the
words.
sun, which is so hang on now. So I say, so watery backdrop. Do you understand the watery
What does that
backdrop?
mean?
Right.
Do you
No,
think
it's just
firmament is
gibberish.
So
What's
hang
that
on
mean?
now. So this guy read. You wouldn't
It's
talk to me like
meaningless.
this. And if we were sitting down talking, having a chat, you would ask me in a more polite manner. What do you mean? Can you just go into a little bit more detail there?
Well, okay.
Right. I've
Yeah,
talked about separation between the Earth and beyond.
You know
Now
what? Never
you say
mind.
beyond is space.
It's a
I
waste of
say
time.
beyond is water. Right. So that watery backdrop, there's a force holding it back, an invisible barrier. I say that's an electromagnetic barrier, but I even use those terms lightly. The best way of putting it is a life force barrier, Aristarchus energy barrier. But you can just imagine an invisible barrier holding back waters. When the sun comes along, an intense fucking energy, right? When it comes along, it burns the shit out of the water. If you're trying to read what the sun is composed of and you're getting a result of mostly hydrogen, last thing, mostly hydrogen, right? And helium, the lighter element, but then you understand that water is H2O, mostly hydrogen. That's my coherent sort of connection.
Okay,
I'm done.
can I say something real?
Off you go, man.
You have to go now. Well, I can't.
No. I say off you go, Manny. Far away.
Can I? Well, I can't stay here long because I'm gonna go on my long distance run in a few minutes. But I just want to say, if you guys, I want to read something about the sun, and then I want the Helios to answer to say yes or no. Do you guys
provide
believe?
us the source in the side chat?
What are you reading from?
I'm reading. Oh, you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would like to read along with it.
I'm reading. No, you won't be able to find this. I don't think it's an. No, I can't. Okay. I'm reading out of my book. It's called.
What book is it?
It's called The Handy Science Answer Book, compiled by the Science and Technology Department of the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. Can I read now?
Go. Off you go.
Okay. It says, what is the sun made of? Question. The sun is an incandescent ball of gases. Its mass is 1.8 times 1,027 tons, or 1.8 octillion tons. A mass 330,000 times as great as the Earth. Do you guys believe that?
Sure.
I'll have to double check it. We can go
which page is that on?
28.
Manny, I believe that because mass is energy, right? The sun we know is energy. So if you convert mass to energy, then you'll get the output of the sun. That's why the heliocentric ball Earth is a clue for us. Continue, Manny.
I neither believe nor disbelieve it until I can cross-reference it.
That's not on page 28.
Yes, it is.
Good interruption I did there, right?
Did you get the name of the title right?
Which edition are you
using? It's the Handy Science Answer Book.
Right.
Which editions are you guys using?
All the minions mad at their keyboards.
I found the Centennial edition.
Well, mine is from 1994, so mine's from 1994.
Oh, I've got 2003.
Yeah, mine's 94.
You got an old one?
Yes, I do.
Anyway, okay, space. Let's find space.
Does it matter if it's old or new? See, that's the problem that I have with the science, is that why is it always changing? Can it be?
Well,
if it's science,
wait, Manny. You
Wait,
just asked why science. That you have a problem with science because it's always changing. When would science not like science? That's what science is in the
Well,
act. What the,
okay,
I
can I
don't
just-
even know how to
Yeah,
answer
that's
that.
kind of the business.
Me too. Arr.
Are you gonna listen?
Are you?
No.
Okay.
Are you gonna listen?
There you go then. Fuck
But
you.
good job.
I am,
Christ.
but I'm telling you, I need to go shortly. I'm gonna go on my long distance run. I just want to get this. I want to know if you guys believe this
You
stuff
should
or
just
not.
think about what you're saying on that run.
Yeah, I just want to say good job on a flat earther for reading a book because I thought books were like kryptonite to flat earthers.
I've always read books. Before I learned about flat Earth, I was into reading. Reading has always been my favorite subject. Reading and writing. Not saying that I'm good at them, but I enjoy doing it.
Can you teach the other flat earthers to read?
Stop.
I'm sure they know how to read. I'm sure they know how to read. No, wait.
I was a low blow.
God,
I
Manny,
rescind my
you
last
fucking
comment.
hey, Manny, calm the fuck down. I was actually defending your ass, so stop. Fuck, man.
All right.
And I rescinded my comment. I take it back.
All right. I apology accepted. Don't worry about it.
That was a little sailor's dig from Cliff there.
Manny, do you not believe? I'm sorry. Do you not believe what's in the book?
Do you guys believe? No, I don't.
Well, why are you quoting from it if you don't believe it?
What? I can't answer all
book?
you guys at once. You got B-ball, and you got
dear.
another dude, and another dude, and another dude.
Okay, one person, ask a question. Go.
Manny, hold on, Manny. So if there was a book written about flat Earth, would you believe that?
Not everything, no. See, I'm just, I always want to see both sides, like the pros and cons. You know what I'm saying?
Another question.
Not really.
I asked
Not
Manny
off the
for
top of my head
two
right now.
flat
Can you
Earth
think of
claims
anything
that he
that
doesn't
might-
agree
that
with
you
because he
think
said he
might
doesn't agree with all flat Earth stuff.
Be something that I may disagree with.
That you can see stars through a solar filter?
I know what you're trying to say. Go ahead.
So I asked you for two flat Earth mainstream claims, and that you don't agree with, and you can't. But 2 seconds ago you said
Not at the top of my head.
Okay,
Well,
no,
can you
no,
think
no,
of one?
No,
Can
I'm
you
not
think
gonna
of
think.
one?
I'm not thinking anything.
Waters flat
No,
level?
no. Hang on.
Huh?
No. Stop. We're not gonna think for you. Pete can answer. No. Pete's even different than you.
I'm in a hurry. My mind is about thinking about running right now.
Okay,
So that's
well
why.
then
why
take your time. Next time you're back, I'll ask you again. But it's not a hard question, and it's not a question for anyone else. It's your question.
Well, I'll tell you what the things that I do agree with that I can think of. Right
No.
No.
I want that you don't agree with.
Well, which is one? I just honestly can't think of one right now.
Think about
The moon landing.
You surely don't agree with Will Smith being Barack Obama. Come on now. That's got to do with flat Earth.
I just like, because I don't really follow like a lot of the flat Earth channels. Like you mentioned another guy yesterday, Quantum Eraser. I don't know who he is. I don't know who Mark Sargent is really because I don't follow him. So it's like It's hard to say. I did okay.
You don't follow him.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay, I just thought about one right now. I think Eric Dubay, supports Nazism, right?
That's not a flat Earth. That has nothing to do with flat Earth.
I think a lot of you guys might think that flat earthers are Nazi, so-called Nazis.
Manny, stop now. Try again. Come on, man. A flat Earth, like real shit. Hell yeah, I am. I'm gonna tell everyone right now. In about 10 minutes, I'm gonna be higher than I've ever been on a live stream because of just earlier today. I'm gonna tell everyone right now that I've been quiet because I was rolling a blunt. I've lit the blunt, and I have a nice. And on top of that, I have a bowl of some weed with keef on it next to me. So that's what the lighter part is. But yeah, I told you I'm going deep right now. In about 20 minutes. I'm going to be blasted off into space. It's going to be great.
Sean, did you say keep?
I miss those days.
Did you say with keef there? Because keef over here is a slang term for vagina.
Wow.
Oh, keep over here is a slang term for finely powdered weed that will get you fucking blasted.
Yeah, it's the crystals off the crystals.
We call that fanny over here.
Oh. It's like concentrate without concentrating it first. That's what
you smoking some fanny, Sean?
No, I don't smoke that. That's weird.
Y'all's drug slang is off the chart. I must be a square because I don't know any of that shit.
You ever smoked the weed on the
Sean, can I answer your question? Can I try to answer one? Can I try to answer Sean real quick? I think some flat earthers think that the sun is 3,000 miles away, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is. I don't know how far it is.
Okay. Do you have an idea?
We all know.
Do you have an idea, maybe?
No, not really. But I just don't. I just think 90. It's not millions of miles away for sure. For sure, it's not 90. It's not millions of miles away.
Thank you for being honest. Go ahead, B-Ball.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, because we know that the sun's not 3,000 miles away because we can measure it.
Nah,
and again.
No, B-ball. It's not 93 million miles away. Okay, this is one of the things that I don't agree with Helios is that what we're seeing are trillions of miles away. I definitely 100% disagree.
Based on what?
My own observations.
What about your observation says that light can't travel 3 million miles in an air vacuum? Millions of miles in an air vacuum.
You think you can prove that to me?
I'm asking. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to prove it to you. I'm asking why you think it can't. I'm just trying to get where your mind is. I'm not
because
trying
I
to.
think Schrodinger's cat. Because I think it's been.
That's not Schrodinger's cat.
Who is it? Farmer's boy.
Dr. Peck.
Fuck, son of a bitch. Who is it?
I mean, does it matter? Just answer the question.
Well, I don't know who it is. Just asking.
It's Peck. I've
already answered. Peck, my bad. I'm sorry.
Peck. We were never introduced.
I don't know.
Nice to Peck you. Nice to meet you, Peck.
I think it's
Manny
Brian.
was about to have a Canadian doesn't know what to do.
Sean just had a toast the fanny.
I think it's Brian.
Yeah, it is. It is.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that.
Hey, let's get mind of man. Let's get back to that book that you were reading. So
all right. Well, I have to go. I'm gonna have to do this another day because I have to go.
We'll be here.
Okay, if you want me to read a little bit, do you guys believe that the sun will die in 5 billion years from now?
The sun will eventually have an expiration date.
Yeah, I don't know about the timeline, but it will eventually at some point in the future.
Who gives a fuck?
5 billion years.
For damn
guys.
sure.
Fuck off.
I'm worried about how I'm going to pay the rent next week.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe you guys didn't hear what Pete said. He said he's worried about his rent. But okay. It was funny, damn it. Or maybe you guys didn't. Fucking A. All I know is Manny's over here having to flip out because he don't know who's talking.
It's all good. I'm curious as to why you guys believe all this stuff.
Wait.
Because
why do you?
I'm going to tell you why I believe it.
That's
hang on. Let B-ball go. Let B-ball.
I'm going to tell. Hold on, man. I'm going to tell you why.
Manny.
I'm going to tell you why I believe it. Right. So, I mean, do you not believe that we have people that are? Do you believe that there's people that are way smarter than you?
No, I don't.
You don't believe anybody's smarter than you. So you can tell. So you can basically build a cell phone from scratch.
I think you could learn to.
Wait a minute. Wait.
You could learn to. Yeah.
Wait, Manny, you said no one is smarter than you?
No, not that it's no one is smarter than me. I know there are a ton of people that are smarter than I am. I'm just saying that it doesn't mean that they're smarter than me at everything. They may be smarter than me in something, but not everything.
I don't think that was.
But that's the.
Go ahead.
But that's the thing. We trust. That's the thing. We trust people who are a lot smarter than us to do certain things that we can't do. Like create technology and create different things. So we trust them because they're smart. They've been to school and they've studied, and we trust them. This is why I trust certain things that are told to me about outer space and about science and stuff like that. Now, if you just have trust issues, if you just have,
hang on, Pete.
Yeah, hold on. Now, if you just have trust issues yourself, then that's a different subject. But this is why
disagree. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm going. No,
I
no,
thought you
I'm
were
done. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead.
with trust comes the
disagree.
lie. That's all I was saying. With trust comes the lies. So we know as
just
humans that
agreed
we're
that
going to be
I was
lied
gonna
to and we
talk
get
now.
hurt. So we have to have trust and a lie or balance between that. So continue on, yeah. Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, I'll disagree slightly with B-Ball. I don't think it's even a matter of being smarter. It's a matter of being specialized in a field.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Right.
I mean,
That's kind of what I was getting at.
I could be a brain surgeon, but when my sink breaks, a plumber's going to show up. He may not be anywhere near as smart as I am, but I've got no
Right.
fucking clue how to fix the sink. So when he says it needs a new gasket, I'm not going to break out some textbooks and learn plumbing. I'm going to say, change the gasket, brother.
Right. Right. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, I know. I just was being pedantic.
So, Cliff, just to answer or to ask you a question on the back of what you just said there. There are millions of flat earthers now, and you all admitted that you've learned to question things deeper, and you have a better understanding of your own model and your own position on the back of your battles, I guess, your debates with flat earthers. So, is there something wrong within all of our brains? Are we all fucking incapable of being experts in any field?
We didn't say that you were incapable. We just said that
Right,
you're
no,
likely not an expert in the field on the shape of the Earth.
Well,
Right.
just like the title of this. I'm sorry.
There's several. I mean, this has been batted around so many times by so many people about what is this phenomena of flat Earth, and it comes down to a few different things. It's wanting to be a part of the special knowledge club, or just hating on what you perceive as the man, or some sort of mental incapacity, or just hyper incredulity. So there's several different categories that I think flat earthers could fit into. I'm not saying that any one person fits into any of those, or one or more of those. But
and how many hours
that's
have you spent now, Cliff, battling people who fit into one or four of those categories? How many hours now over the years?
Oh God,
Is that relevant?
Over the past
Sure.
3 years, probably.
Okay, now
Hundreds.
if you list those 4 points you made, and ask yourself, in relation to the 3 years you spent there, what category you actually fit into, that would be interesting.
For me, it's a hobby. It's something that really interests me. I think it makes me a better person. I've made friends from it, including yourself. I count you amongst my friends, Pete. Even though we disagree, it has caused me to look into things and become more aware of my surroundings, and it's enabled me to tell my son some things about science that I didn't even know to begin with, because I had never really taken a stick with a ball in the end of it and held it up near the moon during the daylight and seen that it illuminates the same as the moon, thus showing that the sun is illuminating the moon. I'd never even thought to do that before flat Earth, so it helped me be a better father and just a better person. So on that account, I thank you.
Could you be wrong, Cliff, about, remember you were saying earlier on that in relation to everything there is to be known, a tiny fraction of a percentage is all you could ever give to what you know, so therefore you don't know.
Yes.
In relation to what you think you do know, and that's how you can give that tiny fraction in the first place. Would you think that you could be wrong about the universe at large, from the Big Bang onwards, and everything that it entails, evolution, etc.?
Yes, and as I said, have said before, I could be wrong, and I love being wrong, because every time I'm wrong, that's an opportunity for me to
learn,
better myself. I've been wrong so many times in the past, and every time I'm wrong and I learn that I'm wrong, I'm better for it.
Cool.
And now I'll mute.
Excellent. Well, my last question then would be on that matter. Move on. Could you think you could be wrong about the Earth moving underneath your feet at given speeds?
Anything's possible. I would bring it down to
Brian, you're on an
I,
open
I
mic.
could
Can
be
you
wrong
mute?
in the same degree that I could be wrong that
Sorry about that.
unicorns aren't in my backyard right now.
If the only way we could
there
be,
could be unicorns in my backyard, and that's about the degree to which
Even
I
though
probably could
that's
be
fair
wrong
enough.
about the Earth.
That's a fair answer, even though you've never felt one iota of movement like the rest of us of the Earth beneath our feet as a whole. Something is moving for sure, but you equate it to unicorns. That's fair enough.
I think the only way we could be wrong about the Earth about the shape of the Earth that we've seen is if the certain things that we see in reality wasn't the case. Say, for instance, if the sun never set, and certain things like that, and if we only had one, if we could only see Polaris from all over the globe, then I think we would have a case for the flat Earth. But since we have two rotating pole star, well, not pole star, but we have two rotating points in the heavens, that's a pretty good bet that we're living on a sphere. So if we didn't have those things, then I'd be okay. Maybe we do have a case for a flat Earth.
Or what about this? What if you looked at it this way? Because I think I just realized what a lot of that issue is. What if we sit here and instead of saying that's how we know we live on a globe, how about it just be that's how we know we don't live on a flat Earth?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I know we don't live on a flat Earth, Sean. I'm a flat Earther, and I know we don't live in a flat Earth because the Earth. When you say Earth, what do we mean by Earth? Of course, you have a picture. You can present to me a picture, umpteen pictures of the ball in space with the continental layout, the waters, etc., the thin layer of atmosphere. And if you want to zoom out, then you'll see the moon and the next neighbors, etc. So that's your picture of Earth. That's what you mean by Earth. But when you ask a flat earther, what do they mean by Earth? Oh, and this is where there is this frustration, right, as well. You have nothing to go on. Flat Earth has nothing to give you back to fill in your picture that is so certain, right? And all they have is, well, water is not bendy, and, well, the Earth as a whole is flat. But there's nothing else beyond, and that's no good at all, right? That's no good at all. But, yeah, there's the different layers for every question.
Somebody is hot micing right now.
Hey,
Bob.
Pete. Hey, Pete, you mind if
I think it's Bob, the science guy.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, Pete,
Sure,
do you mind if
Bob.
I ask you a quick question?
Far away, bud.
All right. Did you just say something to the effect that water is not bendy and we don't feel the rotation of the Earth?
Well, I said that if you ask most flat earthers to fill in that picture that we've erased in terms of just the picture I gave of the ball Earth, in terms of the NASA picture, the blue marble or whatever, all they have to give you is that water doesn't bend, and the Earth as a whole is flat and stationary as we experience it. But nothing else beyond that. So there's a great limitation, is what I was pointing out there, Bob.
Okay, so how many times have you and other flat earthers been carefully explained how water bends and why we don't feel the rotation of the Earth?
I'm glad you're here, Bob, because I've tried to explain that myself.
I've thought long and hard about this over the years, man. Ask me any question you like, and I can.
I'm asking you this as many times as the rotation of the Earth and why we do not feel it has been explained to you, and how water bends has been explained and demonstrated to you. Why is this still a question for you?
Right. Take the tone out of your voice, first of all. I knew this shit before you think you feel the need to explain it to me, or some of your comrades here felt the need to explain it to me, right?
Can you please answer Bob's question?
Yeah.
Right. So just to put that straight, first of all, so I know the official explanation for things. I've moved beyond that, and we can't feel Earth's movement. So to expand upon why water proves a flat Earth, we cannot feel Earth's movement. So if we don't assume Earth's movement in the first
his question.
then in terms of our reckoning, based on our universal behavior.
Please stay with my question.
Let me answer the question. Shut your mouth.
You're not answering the question. You're answering the question you want
so in terms of the basic questions, in terms of movement, we don't feel any movement. So as we can all relate to the universal behavior of water at similar temperature and pressures, that is flat when still at atmospheric conditions, right? Then the ball would not enter our reckoning when we're trying to figure out the nature of our reality here. We know something is moving. It's either the sky above, nearly finished, the sky above it's the Earth below, or both, right?
So your answer is that you refuse to listen and understand the explanations, preferring instead to substitute your own narrative. Thank you for clearing that up.
I understand it well enough, and I only said it to someone today, Sean, with a camera. He had a massive camera.
Hey,
He had no idea about any of this. So my last response to that is I only said it to someone today with a camera, and I was just talking about flat Earth. My response is now everybody can go out and take images that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we don't live on a ball of given dimensions.
Yeah,
right. That's my answer
what
to
Bob
that.
was asking,
And the most. No, sorry, the final bit of that was I said the most ridiculous notion for me, I would actually declare it as insanity, is if I was to ask you, I was talking to your man, if I was to ask you to point to Australia, the quickest route to Australia, you'd have to point down at your feet and imagine everything going along upside down to your position. This is insanity. It's insane. This is not true. That's all there is to it.
That was 3 minutes of not actually answer the question.
Yeah, that
I answered his question.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did answer his question.
Pete,
no, you didn't.
No, you did not answer my question, Pete.
I really want a.
It has it not been explained enough to you again and again how the model works, right? Why don't you accept the explanation?
Pete.
What Bob was asking you was, what is the mechanism by which the human body feels motion, and why do you think that we should feel the Earth's motion? Correct me, Bob, if I'm misrepresenting what you were asking.
That's good enough. We'll get the same word salad in response.
So now give us your direct question then, the way we can compare it. What was your direct question, Bob?
You should have paid attention on the first time.
Please give it now, the way we can compare it to Schrodinger.
It's close. Schrodinger's spot on with what was asked.
Yeah, can we just, Bob, please briefly give your question again?
Pete, you already have the question.
I will humor you. I will humor you, Pete.
Do.
And I will ask you the question again.
Yeah.
With as many times as you have been explained as to why we would not feel the rotation of the Earth, why do you still continue to ask the same question?
Right. That's a little bit different. I think you'll agree that, and the way you put it, first of all, because you brought more things into it. But that's fair enough.
I'm trying to make it simple for you.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. The official explanation, if we take into account all of the speeds given.
All right.
So hang on. So this is my answer. If we take into account all of the speeds given, right, associated with the spinning ball Earth, and all of the different accelerations. Remember, acceleration is a change in velocity or direction. So we're constantly accelerating. Bowlers will tell you that you don't feel acceleration, you don't feel constant velocity, but you do feel acceleration, right, Bob? You'll tell me that. So we're constantly
do you want to
accelerating.
explain semicircular canals to him, or do I?
No, that's fine. Let's go along with that.
Think
so you're saying, in spite of all of
where
this,
the semicircular canals are.
I know that.
I have no idea what the fuck you just said.
I don't think that he can. I don't know if he can find his ears.
Oh, okay. I get it. Got it.
So it's either all of these speeds at once, or else we're not moving at all. But let me ask you a question, Bob. Let me ask you a question. When I jump up at the equator, right? If we had a massive hula hoop around the circumference of the Earth at the equator, and it was disconnected from the Earth, so it was like a fixity. The Earth was rotating in relation to that. Guess how many meters the Earth would be moving at our fixed point in relation to the hula hoop per second? How many meters would you roughly say?
0.
No, the answer is 460 meters per second.
So if the
so every second, if you're stood on that Earth in relation to that stationary hula hoop, you're moving 460. This is dictated by the spherical mass. Can't deny it.
My answer is correct. It will not be moving at all. If it is not moving on the Earth, it is moving with the Earth. It's called a relative frame of reference.
No. Remember I said the hula hoop was stationary.
Yep.
Stationary in space, or stationary
relative to the Earth? Stationary relative to the Earth. We're just talking about the Earth.
Stationary relative to the Earth. The answer would be 0.
Yep.
Now it's my turn to ask you a question.
No, hang on. That's the wrong answer.
No, it's the right answer.
It's just not the one you're willing to accept.
Let's get this straight. So let's just zoom out a second. We looking down on the Earth as it's spinning, right? We can see the.
Do I have too much rain noise on my mic?
A little
bit. We get a massive ring, Sean. We get a massive ring and put it around the circumference of the Earth, around the equator, and have it in a stationary position. The way we can see the Earth rotating in relation to, like a clock, in relation to the ring. I asked how fast would be going every second. And according to spherical maths, it's 460 meters every second. Now, are you telling me our bodies have adapted to cater for this monstrous momentum?
Where's the acceleration?
That we have adapted to not feel it. What canals did you say there in our ears?
Well, you see, okay, now do you want me to answer that question or not, Pete?
Yes.
Do you want me to answer the question, Pete?
Yeah, off you go, yeah.
All right. What that question reflects is your complete and total lack of understanding of reference frames. You seem to think, along with other people in flat Earth, that you can have an object that is perfectly still and the Earth somehow magically spins within it. The Earth spins, the atmosphere spins, and the hula hoop will be spinning. And it will all be moving relative to each other at 0 meters.
The hula hoop is not real, you fucking idiot. This is a thought experiment.
Hey, Pete, relax.
Oh, come on, Sean.
No, but relax, because he's trying to explain something to you, and you've sat here and no one jumped in and said.
We're imagining this, Sean.
Pete. All right,
Come on.
Pete. I'm not going to use my imagination. I'm going to use real life, and I'm going to destroy you right now. So are you sitting down?
Good luck. You might succeed where many have failed, right? Off you go.
Oh, I can easily do it. All right. Are you sitting down? Because I don't want you to fall down and hurt yourself.
Get on with it, man.
All right. Now, a mechanical gyro compass anywhere in the world, no matter where you point it, if you spin up that gyro and let it run for a little bit, every single mechanical compass in the world will turn to point to the geographic North Pole. Tell me how that happens.
Well, at the North Pole, we have the source of everything, Aristarchus. Aristarchus is a decapitated tree of life.
Oh, here we go.
This is why every compass points to. This is the source of everything.
Pete, hang on.
It's the source of the barrier between us and the waters beyond. It's the source of the luminous
I know you hear me. I'm not. Pete, I know you hear me. You just got done telling Bob that his hula hoop was was ridiculous. Hang on. You just got done telling.
Aristarchus is real, John.
You just got done telling fucking Bob his hula hoop explanation was fucking ridiculous, and then you went into the dodo talk.
All right, now, Sean, here's the deal. I don't have time for your bullshit. Tell me how a gyro compass finds geographic north, no matter where it is in the world.
I think you meant Pete.
Yeah,
you meant Pete, not Sean, but we knew. Take it away, 3-4.
Pete, you're muted if you don't. Yeah.
I'm going to take this time to say goodbye, guys. I've got a little bit of something to do tonight, apparently.
Thank you for Wait. What's your name in the chat? Because I don't know you I don't know Brian in chat.
Brian Peck. Like it's my pseudonym. It's my username. It's a bunch of things.
I don't remember seeing. Oh well, you made it on the panel. Well, thank you for being on.
Pseudo name. Okay.
You wouldn't be doing something in about half an hour, would you?
Someone most likely, but we won't. We'll be
about that.
Okay.
Sean, you don't know the pecker. That's the pecker. You don't know the pecker?
God damn it.
Oh, don't. Don't. We'll have to get a spoon
I
out.
would leave now before the moment has spoiled me.
Yeah, he will ruin the moment for you.
Or soiled before the pecker is soiled.
There you go.
Quick.
All right, Pete,
Hey,
your
Sean,
turn. You explain to me how a mechanical gyro compass finds geographic north anywhere in the world. Go.
Just looking at the moon at the minute. Okay, well, the north is the source of everything. It's the center of everything. But we're in a divided state of affairs. The tree of life has been decapitated, but it's still emanating. This is why all compasses point to the north, right? This is the center of energy.
No. This is not a magnetic.
It's my best answer, Dross. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to say what Jaron thinks or Nathan Oakley thinks.
All right. Now, Pete, your best answer.
I remember I knew your answer already years ago.
Pete, come on, man.
I don't know.
Come on, Pete.
Okay, I'm done there. Off you go.
Pete, your best answer is, Bob, I don't know.
Yes,
I don't
sir.
understand what a gyro compass is.
Yeah.
Would you please tell
Yep.
me? And I will happily do that.
No. I can get a grasp on what a mechanical gyro compass might be.
Well,
Absolutely. It orients
All right, tell
a
me how it
three-dimensional
finds
compass that orients
geographic
itself
north.
towards magnetic lines of field, which all converge around the north center.
Nope.
Okay, that's utter
Is
bullshit.
it?
Number one, it's
Damn
two-dimensional,
it!
not three. Number two, it doesn't have anything to do with magnetic lines. Now, here's your choice. You can try another bullshit answer,
No, that's my
or you
best
can say,
answer.
Bob, I don't understand what a gyro compass is. Please
Oh.
tell me.
Okay, that's my best answer, Bob. So give us the real answer. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
A gyro compass, a mechanical gyro compass, aligns itself with the north-south axis of rotation of the Earth. That not only proves rotation, it proves gravity, because gravity is used to restrict one axis of the rotation of that gyro compass, and it will naturally precess to match the north-south rotational axis of the Earth. That is how it works. That is how it has worked since 1908, and it is on hundreds of thousands of ships. It's called a Sperry gyro compass. Look it up right now in Wiki as to how a gyro compass works. That proves not only rotation of the Earth, because it is required to have rotation to work, but it also argues for gravity.
So my question there, Bob, is you say it requires rotation of what, though? Does it require necessarily rotation of the Earth or something above us? What does it hone in on?
Requires the rotation. No, it requires the rotation of the Earth on which it sits.
Why is that?
It requires rotation of the body on which it sits.
What's it measuring then? What's it measuring?
That's the way a mechanic
rotation.
Its axis of rotation is being precessed to match the axis of rotation of the body that it is on. If you want more details, you can watch Physics on Friday this week on my channel.
Sean, have you
nice
heard of
little
this
plug
before? But have you heard this before, Sean, as a globe Earth proof? If I've heard this before,
The gyro? Yes,
it hasn't
absolutely.
registered. I heard
No.
you mention it before, Sean,
I've heard.
sorry, not Sean, Bob. I mean,
Oh.
but I mean, I'm going back years. Like, has this been mentioned before as a definitive ball Earth proof? I don't remember.
It is a definitive ball Earth proof.
I remember a man doing many
rotating.
experiments with gyroscopes, and every one of them showed a stationary surface that he was on. Bob, I can't remember his
All
name.
right. Well, would you like me to explain that to you so that you understand it?
The way it's mounted.
No, I don't want to take up the conversation so much with that.
No,
but,
that's fine, because it's a great question. You guys want to hear it, or?
I really
I
do.
would love to hear it, Bob.
I said there's a deckhand on a trawler. That's why I know what a gyro compass is.
You were a deckhand on a trawler.
I was.
That's not even funny.
All right.
Well, you got fish. Well, you got some fish for a living.
All right,
Christ.
now, Pete, nervous laughter is not going to help you here. If you would like to learn,
No,
I'll
I'm
teach
listening,
you.
man. I'm listening.
All
I'm
right.
not nervous in the
Now,
slightest.
A mechanical gyro compass tracks the rotation of the Earth. So, in other words, it points to the geographic North Pole. Now, when you're sitting in your apartment, no matter what time of day it is or where the Earth is in its rotation, you can point to the geographic North Pole. It will be the same now as it is next week as it was last month. It's the same direction. As a result, that gyroscope will not change because that is the direction to north. Whereas a laser ring gyro is a 3-axis gyroscope, and it is free to move in all 3 axes. It will point, say, to a star, and it will always center on that star off planet, and the Earth will rotate around underneath it. That's why you can measure 15 degrees per hour of rotation with a laser ring gyro, whereas a mechanical gyro compass will not move if the compass is not moved. It will always point the same direction. That's the difference between the two.
Excellent, Bob. I've been listening. So that in itself, the mechanical compass doesn't prove rotating Earth, because if you're moving, you have to be moving, right?
All
So
right.
everything
So
the compass
here's
does
where
is
you're.
point to
Here's
a central north
stop, Pete.
position where all compasses point.
Pete, you're making a mistake. All right.
Okay, that's
I'm
cool.
going to explain it to you. Now, the mechanical gyro compass points to the geographic North Pole because, and only because, the Earth is rotating underneath it. Otherwise, it would continue to point off in the same direction all the time.
What?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. How does a normal compass work?
I don't care if you think it's ridiculous or
How
not.
does a
it's
normal
the way
compass
it works.
work then? Let's get back to basics. How does a normal compass work?
A normal compass points to magnetic north, and then you have to make an offset calculation if you want to travel true north. Don't you know this, Pete?
Yes, I know that.
Whereas
So how
What's
does a
up,
normal
Chris?
compass
It's
work
fun.
in relation to a gyro
Thank you for that
compass?
super chat, man. I
I
appreciate
just
it. Thank you, man.
explained to
Thank
you
you.
the difference.
According to
Are
Blue
you not
Marble
listening, Pete?
I'm listening.
He doesn't want to listen.
Doctrine,
All right,
Hang on.
science,
So you,
sci-fi.
whoever said I didn't want to listen, explain it then. What's the
All
difference
right.
between a gyro compass and a
I
normal
will
compass?
explain it
Compass
to you.
points to magnetic
A
north, which
magnetic
is
compass.
not
Yes.
polar north.
Right, but
Magnetic
outside of
north
the
is-
slight variation there, what's the other difference? What other
It's
distinction is
more
there
than
to
a
be made?
slight variation, Pete.
Right, that's
Guys,
only a
try and
slight.
get through to
There's a small
Hold
I
on,
know
hold
why
on.
there's a difference.
Hold
Hang
on.
on, I know
Let
why.
Bob explain it.
Hang on, I know why there's this distinction between true north and magnetic north as well, because Aristarchus is moving. Something is fucking moving,
Oh,
right?
God.
But my question is, I'm still not clear on it. The gyro
All right.
compass itself then doesn't prove rotation of the Earth. I can't
Yes, it does.
understand how you're saying it does.
All right. I will explain it again. Now, you're familiar with a magnetic compass, right?
Right, but you have to
All
be
right.
moving with a gyro compass, right?
No, stop. A magnetic compass reads the magnetic field of the Earth and points to magnetic north. You're aware of that, right? And magnetic north is not necessarily at the geographic North Pole, whereas the rotational axis of the Earth passes between the North and the South Pole, and the Earth rotates around that axis. The mechanical gyro compass reads the rotational axis of the Earth and aligns to it, and as a result, aligns to true north. If the Earth was not rotating, if you had a mechanical gyro compass and the Earth was not rotating, it would continue to point wherever it was pointing when you spun up the gyro. However, because the Earth is rotating, every mechanical gyro compass will spin up and then orient itself to the north-south rotational axis of the Earth.
Right.
That's the physics behind it.
Okay,
if you
Bob,
need more of an explanation of that with pictures and a demonstration, you have to tune in on Friday.
Yeah, but hang on, we're chatting here. Let me just get my picture of what you presented there, right? So the natural axis of the Earth is a fixity, and what normal compasses read is the magnetic north, which is a variable, right? So what gyro compasses do is, if you had a gyro compass, let's say you were on a ship, and you had a normal compass, one would point slightly at variance to true north, or to north, and the other would be off true north, whichever one you want to place. Is that fundamentally the situation? You have a different reading.
Yes, it is. You would have a different reading between a magnetic compass and a gyro compass. A magnetic compass would point to magnetic north, and a gyro compass will point to true north based on the rotation of the Earth.
Right. So my next question then, on the same ship that you're traveling, you have a three-dimensional, what do you call it, a 3D compass, right? Which way would it point?
Okay, now on the same ship you have a series of laser ring gyros, one for each axis of rotation, X, Y, and Z or Z. That's what you're asking me, and you want to know what that apparatus would be.
No. Forget about the laser part of it. Just a normal, three-dimensional. Well, how do you describe it? Is there a name for it? A three-dimensional compass. So something that's pivotal and it's able to rotate in 3 dimensions as opposed to a normal two-dimensional compass.
That's a laser ring gyro.
Well, no, just a no. There's a definitely mechanical 3D compasses out there. Sean showed it the last day.
You mean a toy?
No. Sean showed it the last day. Maybe he'll bring it up again. I meant to look it up. I'll look it up some other
If
time.
you have a true, if you have a perfect gyro that is perfectly free to rotate in all three axes, which is what a laser ring gyro is, by the way, it will, whatever direction it points to when you set it, it will continue to point in that direction. And as the Earth rotates under it, it would track the star or whatever it was pointing at. Whereas a mechanical gyro compass points to a spot on the Earth, that would point to a spot off of the Earth, and it would continue to track it.
It comes back to you're going to say the distinction between the magnetic north and the true north is the Earth's iron core, right?
He says
the molten iron
gyros are
core.
free from gravity when
No.
spinning. Well known.
Is that a
I
no?
would say, how many times do I have to say no?
What did you say there, Bob? You cut out?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm in a storm right now, and the weather's not the greatest here.
What was your answer? Let me ask the question again. Was that a no?
Yes, it was a no.
Okay, you got the joke. That's good.
Yeah.
But what would you put it down to then, Bob?
What are you talking about?
The distinction between magnetic north and true north. Of course, true north is the axis, north to south axis that goes through the very center of the Earth, the imaginary axis.
Correct.
Right. So what creates the distinction then between magnetic north and true north? What creates the Earth's magnetic field?
The core.
Right. So it does come back to the core. That's a yes then, Bob. Why didn't you say yes the first time?
It's a molten core, and as a result, the magnetic field of the Earth is in some flux. Every now and then, it actually flips. Whereas the rotation of the Earth is a lot more fixed.
Yeah, matter of fact, the magnetic poles. Yeah, aren't they shifting like fucking like I think it's 3 miles or something. Let me look that up again.
It's shifting a absolutely ridiculous amount now, almost 50 miles a year. It's going from Canada into Russia.
Aristarchus is alive again. We're in a state of repair.
Look, we don't really have time to talk about mythology, okay?
Well, more fool you, right? I can tell you why all the steel structured towers around the world have gone up in the places they've gone up. And I can tell you, Sean, how it ties into HARP and the electromagnetic, life forces, Aristarchus forces that are in play. We are re-inflating the bubble. Woo!
Actually, I like to hear that, and we'll do that on by Monday, Tuesday. We'll do a one-on-one, Pete, where you can do all that.
How did that last poll go down, actually, Sean? Did you
the last one?
All right.
Yeah, was it as good as you expected?
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. I definitely want to do another one. Definitely.
Now, Pete, I've just proven to you that the Earth is rotating. Do you now accept reality?
Well, tell me what the measured distance between the true north and the magnetic north is.
It's completely irrelevant to this conversation.
No. Hang on. It isn't. If you're down sailing close to the Atlantic, right? Close to the equator or something, and,
all right, Pete,
and both of the things are pointing to a point. Hang on. Both of the things are pointing to distinctive points, but they might only be 50 miles apart. Well, it's going to be very difficult to
We're done here. Thank you very much for playing.
That's okay, man. It's coming to lecture as opposed to find out anything different.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be hard to
Bob the Science Guy. Can I have a question for Bob the Science Guy? Regarding...
Actually, you just ignore everyone else who's talking.
No, it's regarding the North Pole. Is that okay?
Go ahead, man.
I thought you were going to run. What happened?
I thought so too, but
again,
then
Earth is seriously flat.
distracted me, and I had
molten
some
metal
water,
loss
and now I have to wait
magnetic
for
properties.
water to come
Globe.
Yogi Bear voice, man.
Earth is seriously flat again.
We have Yogi Bear and Beavis on the same again.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, find a man question.
Hey, Yogi Bear, come on, dude. Who's Yogi Bear? Okay,
would
whatever.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Manny.
Sean G. Shit. Bob the Science Guy.
Go ahead, Boo Boo.
Oh my God. I don't know what the hell you guys are on. But oh wait.
I'm on 127 heading south in the rain right now.
Let him ask. Let him ask the question.
Have you? How far? How far on the globe have you gone up? Like as far as longitudes and latitude, or in
Wait,
latitudes? Yeah.
you're talking
38,
elevation?
38 miles north of the Arctic Circle.
38 miles north of the Arctic. So you've gone
Arctic
like
dropper.
What? So you've gone beyond.
Yeah.
So you've gone above the 66. What do you call it? Latitude? North latitude?
Oh, hell yes.
You haven't been able to get beyond the barrier, Bob, though. You haven't been able to get beyond a certain point if you're in the know. Otherwise, you're not in the know. There's two barriers to play.
Have you
Well, I'll
reached
tell
the
you what.
90th?
Why don't you
Hold
go
on.
ahead? Go
Pete,
ahead and look up Kotzebue, Alaska. It's in northwest Alaska. It's on a little peninsula there. I don't know what the latitude and longitude of it are right off the top of my head.
What's it
I
called
know
again?
the Arctic Circle. Kotzebue. Kotzebue, I believe it is. It's on a little peninsula, and the Arctic Circle is at the neck of the peninsula about 24, 38 miles south of Kotzebue.
How does Polaris look from there, if you don't mind me asking real quick?
Bright.
Like my porch light.
I'm sorry?
Like a
like
porch
his
light.
arsehole.
All right.
It looks exactly the same as it does in Michigan. It's just higher in the sky.
Just higher in the sky. Okay.
Bob,
Interesting.
but that's
Okay.
nowhere near the north center, the very north center. And I say, Sean, I have it in my own.
What's the
if I was to put a representation together, I have the dimensions as well. A small area, but you can't get through it by a barrier. You're not closer to the north center, right? 0, 0 point.
What the hell are you talking about, Pete? He's asking me.
All it would take,
what the latitude is.
A radius.
All right, Pete, you need to be quiet. This was Manny's question. Now, you asked me a question,
it's the same
Manny. Go
thing,
right ahead.
man.
Jesus Christ.
It's the same
66.89.
I'm done with my question for now.
66.89. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So there's your answer. I was 66.89.
That's nowhere near 0 or 19.
He didn't Pete.
You know shit.
Pete, the mind of man, he didn't ask about 0. He asked about 66.
No, I didn't, Sean. The reason why I asked him.
Didn't you just
is
ask?
because
Oh no, he asked.
I was
You're right.
just curious as to how.
No,
how
you're right.
far,
You're right.
How close you came to the 90th degree latitude.
No, I forget.
So
my
that's
bad.
like
My
a
bad.
whole
He said that he had.
No, you asked me
Pete,
if I was
can you stop with the laughing, Pete? You're just all you do is laugh into the fucking mic, and no one can be heard at all.
I'm sorry. That's funny though. That's miles away,
right.
Sean.
Mind of Manny, you asked me how far north I had been.
Yeah.
I told you that I was 38 miles north of the Arctic Circle. Then you asked me if that was north of 66. Then they checked it at 66.85. There's your answer. Go ahead and proceed with your question, please.
Yeah, no worries. Because the only reason why I'm asking is because I'm curious as to how far close have you gone to the 98th degree latitude. That's it.
90.
That's 24 degrees away from it. That's miles
right,
away.
I know.
Right there. Well,
hence my response. That's absolutely miles away.
So, according to you, science, Bob the science man or guy, how much further would you have to travel as far as mileage to reach the 90th from where you were at in Alaska?
What the hell?
Would have been about 24 degrees times 69 miles.
Okay. All right. I got it.
But it was north of the Arctic Circle.
Hey, Mind of Manny.
What? Yes,
hey,
sir.
You should really subscribe to Bob's channel. It kind of explains. You should really just subscribe to Bob's channel because he kind of really explains like literally everything
in detail.
You should.
To Bob,
I'll watch his channel.
Agonizing details sometimes.
Yeah.
Bob the science man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Answered that too.
Yeah, no worries.
Did you have another question for me, Manny?
Not for now.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, you should check out his series on Eric DeBay and Mark Sargent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, they're good.
Oh well, I'll check it out when I have time, guys. All right. No worries.
The best part about it was when Eric DeBay dressed up as Orphan Red, including boobs. That was pretty awesome.
That was Bob. That was great. That was great.
Hey, Bob, do you think they're agents of deception, bud?
Hey, do you know something? Orphan Red actually sent me a note saying thank you for that episode.
Yeah, but they must be
Which I thought was
lying or
pretty
acting their
classy.
part,
The
Bob.
question is, does anyone know about Orphan Blue?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you think they're agents of deception put in place from the outset?
No, I think Orphan Red's an actress that is.
Did you say Orphan
basically doing
Blue?
an act.
Yes.
No, Orphan Blue was something different. Orphan Red is the one that's.
No,
but
Orphan Blue
is
was Orphan Red,
Red.
doing something entirely. Yeah, she did something
Hey,
entirely
hey,
different.
Sean, Orphan Red is an anagram of hard e-porn.
Yeah,
and you know the way she's always flashing her boobs and the butterflies and all
Yeah,
that.
Pete's not wrong.
Okay.
Orphan Blue is
No, I
Orphan
know
Red
exactly
side.
who Orphan.
Okay.
I know exactly who Orphan Blue is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I bet you do, Bob. I heard that you like tranny midget porn.
God damn it, Pete! I'm gonna kick you, dude. I'm gonna stop. All
Well,
right,
you got part of that right.
guys. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a new stream or a new
I'm
new
kidding.
hangout.
Come on,
So
that's a
other-
joke.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, you got the last word.
Hold on, Sean. I just wanted to say,
Go ahead.
hey, the good thing about those episodes, Bob, that I loved, is that how you exposed Matt Powerland. You know, in the whole thing about him starting Flat Earth as a joke. And I took that. I was like, wow, and it kind of explained everything.
But this is interesting. I never heard this.
Himself.
This is interesting, Bob. I never saw your videos on that. I say they're all actors put in place, but you agree, do you?
Some of them are, yes.
Well, excellent. Yeah. What about Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer?
Yeah.
What about Patricia Steer? She left and she took all of her videos away with her.
Yeah. If they're actors, I mean, you guys believe them.
Yeah. You
No. I mean,
And that's how you got the
why would you take all her videos away? There was some absolutely good interviews there. Some information.
Flat Earthers is the reason.
Let's see. I think Nathan Oakley was talking to you about that the other day, wasn't he, Pete?
Yeah, but he said that it's
Alright, guys,
because of the tranny thing, and as I said, I mean,
I'm going to give the opportunity to start a new hangout. Before I do that, I want to make sure that people want to get on the panel before I just kick everyone off, only to rejoin again. And again, Earth is seriously flat. Thank you again. I appreciate that. He says, your mother gave birth to a beautiful flat earther and CGI. I don't know how that's possible. But yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys want me to restart the channel or restart the hangout.
I think actually did say that.
No, you had
nothing to do with
ample
Nathan's
chance
friend
to respond
Antonio
to that.
Subrat, who actually was the fiance of Patricia Steer and made the claims and sticks to the
I'm
claims
not
to
interested
this
in
day.
hearing your bullshit.
Nothing to do with him. It's all
You
got to do
tried
with
that
me.
with Nathan. I'm
John
not even
G,
gonna
it's
give you
because
the
of the
time
Dodo
needed.
and Aristarchus, man. That's why it is. They know I'm
Just
not
letting you guys
back
know, as of right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this hangout and start over because there are people that want to jump in as well. Giving everyone a chance to.
Oh, hang on, I'll jump out, Sean. Don't cut down the hangout. I'll jump.
Please let him jump out.
Do you want me to come back, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. Everybody can come back. I don't mind. I just want to give
No,
people.
but I mean, if you want to get new people in, that's fine with me. I'm not offended by it.
No. I just want to because, like I said, there are people in the chat that want to get in, and I don't want to have anyone drop. Whereas, if people that want to come on or just listening, we can do their thing again.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna drop out, man. So just one thing to say. Hey, Bob, I love all your videos, man. You're the man.
Okay, just
and
thank you very much.
Also, I just bought a drone. Yesterday?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna be doing some stuff with that.
I'm excited for that.
So be on the lookout.
Yeah, I gotta get back into the Discord. I haven't really looked in there in like a day or two. I know there's a bunch of people that just got there and need roles and all that stuff. Did you put more into your channel down there?
I haven't put anything in the last few days. I've been working on some stuff, so but I definitely will. You'll see.
Yeah.
Just
like I said, just
a good tutorial for Discord.
Oh, absolutely, I can do one.
How? Because I suck at it. I can't halfway figure out what the fuck I'm doing on there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's extremely easy to be on Discord. That's the easy part. But if you're talking like a channel, then
I'm on Discord, but I don't know how to add people.
Okay.
People send me messages and I don't see them for weeks because I don't get any sort of notification. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Just read the instructions, Cliff. Come on, man.
Yeah. Give me.
I tried yelling Aristarchus, but it didn't work.
Yeah, just read the instructions given by Discord.
Yeah,
how you meet people, how
shout-
you send out requests, all that.
Try shouting dodo.
Yeah, in about an hour after the stream, Cats, I'll have one up and I'll send it to you. It's pretty simple.
Leave the stream alone then, Sean. I would say leave the stream alone if you're just going to set up another one. And anyone who wants to come in.
No, not a stream panel. No. Here's the thing. I was going to do that only because we had a full panel. If we don't have a full panel, then I don't need to.
Nice.
The only thing I'm going to say is, just remember, guys, that Pete is the only flat earther. So within that, just remember, don't attack and all that kind of stuff.
And no tiny midget jokes or jacuzzi jokes from me. I try to assure you.
Not that I'm not saying anyone has attacked him at all. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Pete can say that everything's been pretty damn good already. But just wanted to put that out there.
That was damn nice to Pete.
Oh, fuck yeah, you would, Bob. Matter of fact, Bob gets the award today because I honestly thought Bob was going to snap like 3 times, and he didn't at all. I do appreciate that, Bob.
I never snap, man. I rarely snap. The only person that triggers me is Red Pill because he's such an asshole.
Yeah, I hate
I was just going to say,
that guy, he's just.
I could definitely have a more elongated conversation with Bob and go into the details of how these things work and how they're proven. Prove one thing, one way or the other. You know.
The worst thing about Red Pill.
Well, like I said, I've got.
Go ahead, Bob.
Red's a Poe. He's just a Poe without the breasts.
I hate that word, but of anyone on flat Earth, he definitely is because what he's doing. I mean, if people don't understand his subs, none of those subs. I mean, maybe 1,000 came from flat Earth. The rest came from his Antifa, whatever the freaking name of it is. Right, like just crap asshole type people. That's the type of YouTuber he used to be. That's why he got demonetized because all his shit was that Nazi fucking rhetoric crap in the beginning of his channel.
Let me give you an example of something that he did. 2 things. One, in Miami, he tried to go homeless for a week with
did you say
$1,200? Yeah, with $1,200 worth of camera gear.
Oh yeah.
He tried to live like a homeless person. And basically said everybody that was black was a crack dealer.
Yep, I remember.
And even the papers out there that were trying to sponsor him said he was just a racist piece of crap. And then the other thing that he pulled down there is he pulled out a little yellow plastic gun and tried to interview people at quote unquote gunpoint during an election. In Michigan, he'd get fucking shot for that.
Yeah.
This is the type of he's a shock jock. He's basically a Jerry Springer type.
Yeah,
I agree, Bob. I agree, Bob. I think he wears facial prosthetics. I think he's the man behind the mask, definitely.
No, but I have absolutely no respect for him.
Oh yeah, no, there's I gotta find the upload, but there's an upload that explains why he got kicked out of that little community he was in before. He done some fucked up shit. I forget what it was. I gotta find it again.
Sean, just like Barack Obama and Will Smith wears facial prosthetics. I think Red Pill philosophy is wearing facial prosthetics, and he is indeed a character, as Bob described.
Yeah, Orphan Red's a comedian. I mean, that's all she is.
Characters.
To be honest with you, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate comedy, but when you get people like Red
definitely playing a role.
Yeah, but when you get people like Red that go on out there and they're just trying to go for shock value.
Yeah.
I mean,
but come on, he's still entertaining. He's still entertaining, Bob.
No, he's not.
No, I don't find him entertaining at all.
Come on, and he's a vibrant character, and that's why he was chosen for the role.
I have
Patricia Steer, Mark Sargent.
I haven't watched 30 straight seconds
who are clearly smarter than him is ridiculous.
Yeah, let me make this clear, like Pete. Our Red Pill he doesn't say anything. His goal is to sell T-shirts. That's why he has he doesn't even have like commercials. He has his own he makes commercials that run over what's going on his streams, and they're all about his shirt. And he loves talking about Neal deGrasse Tyson, like real shit. Like,
But Sean, look at the money that's in there. Look at the non sequitur show. Is it 60 grand or something? That's
non
up
sequitur
for dispute.
is a
Non
show.
sequitur, yeah.
It is a show. They
I was
admit
on
they're a
there,
show
man.
100%. So was I, Pete. Congratulations. They admit they're a
Yeah,
show.
but I'm not saying that.
There's
I
a
was on there, but
difference.
it's only people talking, right? But who would have thought that there was 60 grand involved in that? It's a big production. This is
No,
mad.
they have sponsors, dude. You realize that they went like their brand. He branched out. Like that's not just a YouTube fucking thing. Like that's a podcast. Like they have sponsors.
So I'm disgusted
apart
by all of
from-
this. It's all about the money. I'm disgusted by it. I mean,
But here's the
meanwhile,
thing. He's a
Well,
show.
why? When you put a lot of work into a product, why shouldn't you
Yeah,
make money?
that's what the Globe
I mean,
is. It's a product.
No.
It's a lie, though.
Any content creator, whether it be here on YouTube, on whatever other podcasts or whatever, blah blah blah, they all deserve something. It just period.
No,
their time is
depending
put,
on your motivations, man.
No, for time period, or better yet, you should be able to get donations. I guess you would say, but
you don't need to be rewarded for time put into deception.
Exactly. No one said rewarded. No one said you're being rewarded for your time. No one said that.
Well, they're lying. They're the non sequitur show are liars. They're playing a card. You all know the Earth is flat.
That is an
entertainment.
That's an entertainment show.
Well, they hosted all different views. So what do you mean they were lying? Well, on what side were they lying? Because they hosted all sides.
No, I understand. I try to look at these things in the greater sense as well. But yeah, well, they made money out of deception. This is the thing.
Well,
I'm not here to make any money.
But the thing is they were open. Like the fact that they're open about being an entertainment stream means that they're not here. They're not saying everything's going to be okay. But
Sean, I know it's all an arena. How many years? You know me. Come on.
Yeah, but there's
years.
But see, there's a difference between Fox showing Friends and Fox showing the news. You expect two different things out of them.
All the flat earthers, all the main ball earthers, they're all put
together
in place.
a program.
The whole arena was preset for us.
There's no preset anything. There's no preset anything.
Yeah, well, if you say so.
It
all ends in our
That's not true, Red.
Sorry,
I think
I
think the media is preset. I think they know what they're saying. They're not. None of those people report that are sitting on the front of that desk and then come to the desk and report. We know that the media does that. I mean, there's a script. I can tell you right now how far down that script runs all the way up to the president to what gets to our ears.
I don't think that's true.
Okay. Why would
because I've seen
okay? What about gag orders from NOAA? What about the gag orders from NOAA?
Well, that's different. Different.
Wait. Why? Because it goes
because you know about the gag orders.
Well, guess what? That's how we know about the media
being.
That's how we know about the media. What are you talking about? That's exactly how we know the media is fucking shit.
You're talking about with it.
Okay, so the reason I am pretty sure. Do I really know? No. But the reason I'm not certain of the principle or idea that there is some agenda that the media is pushing, and it comes from the top down. Well, first of all, the media is entirely anti-Trump, so that wouldn't work. If that were really the case, if that were really the case, then the general tone of the media would change with the changing of hands between the Republicans and the Democrats.
He's grasshopping you, Sean. He's grasshopping you around.
It does. Oh, it absolutely.
It doesn't.
Not only does it, but
are you serious?
Wow. Wait. Are you the only person on Earth who's never seen the scripted media thing?
What do you mean scripted media thing? Wow. You know what? Okay, you know what? I'm just realizing. I'm sorry. You still are a conspiracy theory guy. I get that.
I am.
It's the first time. This is the first time we sort of encountered that as in a conversation. I forgot that.
Okay.
Right.
Well, yeah,
it's okay.
The media. Here's the best way to look at it. There are probably 1,000 media sources, right?
Right.
But when you get down to the owners of them, the owner, blah 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 blah, there's only 3 or 4 that own all, and I'm talking America right now, people. I'm not all
4 trannies.
Stop, Pete. And what happens is basically, for one, I mean, I don't know how you don't remember this, but like CNN got busted doing this, where they were pushing a narrative.
CNN got caught. The DNC was feeding questions to CNN.
Yeah.
During the campaign.
Okay, and when I was talking about NOAA NOAA is NOAA is the organization that does
Yeah,
all the way. Yeah, they sent a gag order out telling all meteorologists to not to give any specific information besides the ones they give to them.
Okay.
During this whole climate change situation, Trump put a gag order on all the agencies that have anything to do with it, and to not put out any data to the public.
Okay, so we should at this point do what never happens in flat Earth discussion and agree to disagree. I don't have close ties, but I do have some friends in high places and in the media. So when I'm looking, I actually sat in on a morning show on a radio station, and that was the one thing that sort of struck me. If there was a sort of
a baller couldn't disagree with a baller. Right?
Hang on, Pete.
Have that.
If there was a sort of a plot, then the people that I know would be in on it and forwarding it, and that, as far as what I saw, the process is what they decide is put out on the radio. That's not the case.
So
and
let me
that
get
is
this
just
straight.
from an insider point of
so-
view.
Well,
but that's
Can you give me a topic?
That's based.
Can
I'm
I
not
toss
saying
something
everything.
in here, Sean?
Yeah, well, possibly, but that's based on one morning of observation in a radio station.
All
From
right.
5 a.m. to 8 a.m.
After
show.
Bob, I have a comment as well.
So,
You mind if I toss something in here? No.
Go for it, Bob.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
But I'm kind of, but I just wanted to reiterate. If
You are done. You are done indeed. Well done, Ray.
If the it's just my, I don't get it, because if there is,
Stick a fork in him, as Slick James
Pete.
Johnson would say.
God, man, he's in the middle of conversation.
If there is, then the general narrative of the media would not change subtly; it would change dramatically with each changing of hands.
It does.
Okay, but the media has been relentlessly anti-Trump. Okay. Trump goes to England and takes his kids. The question is, why? Why is he taking his kids? Why is he taking his kids?
You literally just answered your own question.
How?
All the media shifted and now is acting as if they're against Trump.
Were they acting now?
No, they're on a script. If they don't, if it's in their,
what script? Okay. A script written by whom?
By policymakers, by owners of, or by the opinion of the owner of these companies.
Okay. Well, you know what? Yeah,
it's there. I mean, the proof is
here's
there.
the thing. I don't have insider knowledge other than one morning at a radio station. So we're gonna have to disagree. Bob, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
All right. I think that a lot of media sources may have a flavor based on who runs them, and those are the people that go to it. Like, for example, some media sources say CNN tend to be a little bit more liberal, and some, such as Fox, tend to be a little bit more conservative. And there's a couple of things that you'll see with that. First of all, you may have a little bit of that, but the fact that there was a cholera epidemic on a cruise ship, or there's going to be a public health issue with measles in Detroit, that's not going to change. Fox and CNN are going to report that the same. They may tend to favor.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they may tend to favor a little one side or the other a little bit, but it's not going to change the base news. The reason that you are seeing
the differences will be on the margins.
Yeah, it'll be on the margins. Now, the fact that you're seeing CNN and you're seeing the BBC and you're seeing Reuters and a lot of places that have a dog in the fight and don't have a dog in the fight in the United States are coming out with positions on Trump is because of what Trump is doing. All right.
Who do you go for your truth, Bob? Who do you trust for your truth?
Well, hang on. Continue.
What are you asking? Who I get my news from?
Yeah, who do you trust for your truth? With so many different.
I'd like the thought completed, frankly.
Yeah, sure, but that was just a question to think about.
Well, okay, so I think that it has to do more with what is actually going on in the world, and people in the United States are seeing that, and people in Europe are seeing that, based on how it affects. For example, I think Brexit will be covered a little bit differently in the United States than it will in the UK, because we're a step removed from it.
Yeah, and you know how that works in practice.
Yeah.
CNN, the lead line will be, British press are reporting that XYZ. That's how that goes.
Yeah, I
British
have a
press are
question
reporting,
if,
but
if
you know,
Bob's done.
I
ahead,
mean,
Bob.
they
I'm
will
sorry.
go on out and they'll put some of their own pieces on it, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not as
scientists have
newsworthy.
said, scientists agree.
Scientists
may
agree
not-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it may not necessarily be as important to American audiences as the immigration on our southern border.
So
but
what
should
is
be
truth,
covered.
Bob? What is
Exactly.
truth? Come on, let's get
Did
deeper
we
than
did we
this. What
switch
is
up to
truth?
politics?
Just briefly, we can get back to flat Earth, but
Okay,
Yeah, but
my
what
don't
is
want to stay on
truth?
politics.
We have CNN version of
just so you
truth.
guys
We
understand,
have
the topic
scientists version of truth.
the
What is
topic
truth?
can change at any time. But Pete, can you not just jump in and try to
Yeah, but
navigate the conversation?
No, go
But
ahead. I
but
just came back.
but what it is, Pete, is you're doing it mid sentence of people.
No, he was finishing his thought, basically, man. I waited for my
No.
time
But
to
I'm
jump
not waiting for basics. I like him to. I want him to finish that thought.
I think I pretty much finished it.
Exactly.
I don't really have a lot more to add to it.
No worries.
And all I was saying, that's why I come in. What is truth? I mean, when you focus on the immigration state between Mexico and the United States or whatever, that's one portion of it. We're thinking of a greater truth here. We're debating a greater truth. So where do we go for in terms of sources that we can trust? That's the bigger question.
Well, from my perspective, and I don't like to mention this too much around conspiracy theory believers because they just use it as fuel. But I've encountered multiple instances where what the media put out, I had personal knowledge of, and they were wrong, 100% incorrect. That's not happened once. It's happened several times.
Go to the papers with it.
So the truth of a matter, you really is almost impossible in a lot of instances. It's almost impossible to get to unless you happen to be there, and even two people that happen to be there will have two different opinions about what happened. Okay, so for example, I'll give you an example of biases in the media. Okay, so you have the press typically lean left, so they will typically say the Democratic congressman was unavailable for comment. Okay, and then they'll say the Republican candidate refused repeated requests for a comment. And that's how they sort of skew it. It's sometimes very, very subtle, sometimes very, very blatant.
Subtle. Yeah, I think that's a great point.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck what they say? Honestly, we're thinking in different international terms here. And when we come to conspiracies on the level of flat Earth versus round Earth, no bigger.
Well, right. Okay, so let's go back to flat Earth and round Earth. The best way that you can really get to the truth is to do some of the experiments yourself.
I want to touch on something, if I could, please.
Go for it.
Somebody said something about NOAA and a gag order earlier, and this is a genuine question. Meteorologists don't work for NOAA, so what good is a gag order from NOAA?
No, they get their official reports off of different storms or aspects that are going on. So, for instance, if they're doing cloud seeding in a district or a county, this is for instance, this isn't exact.
Chemtrail, you mean, Sean? Chemtrail.
No, I'm saying exactly what I meant. They are told not to report cloud seedings. They are told not to report different weather modification aspects that are going on. Not as in weapons. I'm not saying weapons.
Sounds like chemtrailing to me, Sean.
It's not chemtrailing.
That doesn't make any sense at all, Sean.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, they post.
Who cares? If they say it.
Post my trees every time they spray the damn lake.
Okay, well, put it this way:
and quite frankly, if it were in a drought, I damn well want to know my tax dollars are going to cloud seeding because I want to think somebody's doing something to keep my fucking crops from dying.
Okay, well, what vicinity do you live in? State area?
What state do I live in?
Or what state I meant?
Yeah, I'm in.
Northern Michigan.
I'm in the central part of Michigan right now, just north of Mount Pleasant. We've got an awful lot of corn and beans up here. And fortunately, it rains like a son of a gun here, so we don't have to worry about it that much. But there are farmers out in New Mexico that desperately need rain.
But you have to have some kind of moisture to produce rain. So they're not making it rain. They're just
no chemtrails here for the last 3 weeks.
They're just adding the percentage of chance of rain. That's one of the other things.
Yes.
Here in California,
that's the way cloud seeding works.
Yeah. here in California, or by law, especially here in the States, I'm not 100% sure about like UK, or actually I know for a fact who they are. They're supposed to announce cloud seeding. Their version of announcing cloud seeding is putting them in small bits, small ads in the newspaper like obituaries.
Right, on the 19th
Yeah, but
page.
that's for legal purposes, Sean. Have you not seen those
exactly?
with
But that's
all the trails across the
that's
sky? So what are they?
that's why not very many people hear about it or even know it exists. And
Yeah,
that's
but we've
also
all
why.
seen the
And that's
trailers.
also
What
why
are
you
they?
have never, or I'm not going to say never because they have done reports on it. But that's why the news doesn't tell people that that's what's going on.
I knew this years ago.
Because
They printed off in minor
no,
newspapers.
stop, Pete, because you want to do chemtrails, and it's not chemtrails we're even talking about.
Okay.
What are all those lines then, Sean?
Okay, so have you ever seen a film? You ever seen a movie? And there's a government agent that is the good guy. For example, Avengers, right? Okay, so the Avengers is there, and the Avengers Initiative, okay, and S.H.I.E.L.D. So you have S.H.I.E.L.D., okay. And what S.H.I.E.L.D. does is they do various this and that. They don't tell the public. They don't let anybody know what's going on, okay. But because you're watching a film and S.H.I.E.L.D. is the good guys, you basically know that they are keeping things from people, all right, for the people's, for the betterment of society, for the people's benefit, all right. So people don't get all worried and the stock goes down, etc., etc., etc. The same sort of thing happened in the movie. Oh, for pity's sake!
Wait a minute. Is that Avengers with Thanos, who wiped out half of mankind or universe with a stone?
Close Encounters. Close Encounters. Remember how they kept people off the mountain, right? They pretended there was some leak of some poisonous gas, right? Remember that? Okay, and they did that.
I don't watch movies. Sorry.
They did
What
that.
are you talking about? John, he's stoned out of his box, your man is. What's
Okay,
going on?
this thought takes a little bit to get out, but just bear with me. Okay, so the government pretend that there is this gas cloud or something poisonous, and they have everybody exit the mountain and the area, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order for these aliens to come along. Okay, same thing with S.H.I.E.L.D. So what we basically have to do as people is we have to decide whether we trust that the people in charge do things like hide information for our good, or they're trying to keep secrets, as conspiracy believers hold to. That's the decision we have to make, is whether they are keeping this information from us.
Stop now, Pete. Stop. I'm having a conversation with him right now. Hang on. Here's the problem with what you're saying.
Oh, I didn't know that, Sean.
Here's the problem with what you're saying.
Sorry for interrupting.
So you just described a situation. You just described.
I'm not asserting anything.
I know. But I'm going to show you why this is why I feel the way I do, because we know there was a situation where 1,700 people were killed by a carbon dioxide cloud that made its way from under a lake. Natural. This is a natural deposit. Okay. Now, when they talk carbon capture and storage,
right,
and they talk about the safety of it and the research they've done on it, and the very little research they've done on it, they don't tell people, oh, by the way, we do carbon capture and carry. The reason that it's so important that we figure out the storage life that we can actually contain it is important because of, say, like this report that I'm showing you.
Right.
They don't ever talk about how dangerous carbon dioxide is. Now, I know it's kind of one-sided, but at the same time, those are the type of reasons that I look into knowing about it. They don't the media will. The media doesn't have to lie to not be trusted. They just have to. They can just not talk about stuff that should be talked about.
But Sean, is that a bullshit story? That could be a bullshit story.
No, it's not a bullshit story.
Well, no.
Or actually, when someone says disingenuous, when someone uses the word disingenuous, that's what it means. It's pretending to not to know something that you do know.
But Sean, think about this, right? So those who are trying to push all of these new changes, right, will put out stories like this to give us the scare tactics, to put the pressure on us, the public opinion. So that could be a bullshit. That sounds like a bullshit story, man.
Okay, well, I have an example. So,
can I just say
a bullshit story?
We can't hear you, man. Can't hear you.
Yeah, whoever's talking is very, very low.
Eat your mic. Eat it.
Oh, sorry. No, this is crazy. But I was going to ask Bob because he's
crazy.
more.
It's pretty mad, all right.
No, because Bob, this is more of his this is more of his age bracket, but correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the government cloud seed the Ho Chi Minh Trail to try to flood them out?
They did.
Yes.
That was
Very
what they
successfully.
that's why
well known.
that's why the InMod was put in place.
Yeah, they outlawed it. Now, it was very successful and increased rain some 30%. Unfortunately, they also had quite a bit of flooding. But it was subsequently outlawed.
They fucked up.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but see,
they're not
here's the thing.
necessarily fucked up that had bad consequences they didn't want.
Yeah, and here's the other thing on that. So what they did is they placed what's called an InMod. The InMod is basically a treaty that says no one's allowed to use weather as a weapon. Here's the problem with that. As a weapon. Here's the problem with that. It's almost impossible to prove you're using it as a weapon.
Yeah.
That's why it's very questionable whether or not they're still doing it or not. It's a big problem. Now, luckily, it all kind of falls right into my wheelhouse, geoengineering. The reason this is such a big issue is the governance of it. The fact that someone has to police it, who's doing what and where, because it is that easy for, say, the United States to take control of it and, say, overspray Russia or underspray over Russia. You know what I mean? Like, those are the big issues with this geoengineering issue.
How would you find that, though?
Huh? Say again?
How would you find that? How would you find that, though?
Find what?
How would you discover that? How would you discover that was going on?
That's the point.
That's the point of the.
Yeah, you can't.
There's no governance. That's the issue with this.
The answer is
InMod.
obvious, but no, that's not true, though. That's not true, though.
No, but proving.
Do we not keep? Hang on, Sean. Sean.
Yeah.
Do we not keep meteorological records throughout the world?
Right.
Do you think that all of a sudden Cambodia suddenly got twice the rain it's gotten on average in the last century?
Cambodian women are gorgeous. Cambodian women are absolutely
Stop, Pete, come on, man.
Stop, God damn it.
Dude, Pete,
you
I'm
just
trying.
have to fucking interject.
Yeah, this is a serious conversation, and you keep interjecting with bullshit.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Sean, I'll talk with you about this another time.
No, Bob, hang on, Bob. I want to continue this because if Pete does do it again,
I'm getting close to the house.
Okay, yeah,
no,
definitely.
Bob, stay on because I love listening. I love hearing smarter people than me. Please stay on.
No. He's
well,
about.
I'm not. Look, man, I'm not rage quitting. I'm almost home.
He's at his house.
Driving.
He's left. He does that when he gets home. He has to go.
I got a wife that wants to see me once in a while. Why the fuck? I don't know, but she does.
Hey, Dr. Bob, actually, in a week, when Barney comes back, I plan on doing a stream on the whole this whole topic that we're talking about right now.
I think it'd be fascinating.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll set up a panel of people that I know aren't gonna do shit like Pete just did, and really care about this shit because this is Pete. I do apologize for jumping at you, but like, fuck flat Earth. This is a topic I care about, so I really get defensive.
Yeah, but this is a lighthearted conversation as well at the same time.
It should be, but it is. I do take it to heart, so I do apologize for that outburst.
Well, you're disputing Bob there. He'll deny geoengineering. Of course, I accept it.
No, he didn't deny and he didn't. What are you talking about, Pete? We were having a conversation about what we were talking about.
We call chemtrails. He'll call.
I don't call chemtrails. Nope. See, I disagree with you.
Chemtrails are nonsense.
Yeah, chemtrails
is very real.
Yeah, and
as
cloud
soon
seeding.
As I can have the floor, please let me know.
Yeah, right after I say this. Pete, cloud seeding isn't chemtrailing. Chemtrailing is fake. Chemtrailing is brought to you by the CIA. They have documents talking about it, them bringing up chemtrails.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Chemtrailing is basically.
There's been none here for 3 weeks anyway, Sean, and the clouds have been spectacular.
Oh, shut up about chemtrails.
Okay, Bob.
Whatever they are,
I
cloud seeding. I don't know why they need the cloud seed
that.
in Ireland.
They don't cloud seed.
No planes whatsoever. We don't live over a plane route.
There's no such thing as cloud seeding, Pete. Oh, wait. If you want to look, here's the problem, Pete. The term chemtrail is fake. It's not even a real thing.
I know that. I know it. That was a trade. That was one given to us by Alex Jones, and I had a good answer for Red there. I'll give it to you at a different point. Why exactly I think all of this is happening, and the greater truth is being protected.
Sean, I'll see you later. It's been great talking. Everybody, it's been great talking with you. Thank you very much for having me.
That was awesome.
Peace,
hey, Bob, I'm going to get a hold of you.
Every one of your videos.
I'm going to get a hold of you and let you know when that's going to happen, that panel.
Yeah, I'd love to be on something like that. I think
Hey,
it'd be
Bob,
fascinating.
before you go,
Okay,
Bob,
yeah.
before you
Yeah.
go, Patricia Steer deleting all her videos? That's not right for posterity. Even this is a big deal. Whether
It's
it
not a
will
big deal.
fade and collapse, but her
No, it
deleting all
really
her
isn't.
videos is not
Flat
right.
Earth is falling
No,
apart, Pete.
no,
Yeah, but
it's
even
not.
if it does, they
It's
can still
not
be
at all.
recorded, Sean.
It's not
It's
right for
it's
y'all.
not a big deal at all. It's not a historical document.
Of course
No.
it is.
Wait,
Come
hey,
on.
It's
what the hell did
honestly,
she do for Flat Earth? I mean, she wasn't like a flat, like, we did these tests and like, she's a talk show person. That's all she does is talk. It's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
but Sean, I mean, which way it can go? One of two ways, right? The globe Earth
Damn it, Pete.
illusion and lie is exposed, or else the flat Earth
No, it's never going to
zealots
go
will be
flat Earth.
squashed, right? So one
You know,
of the other
Patricia
ways,
Steer.
it will go down in
Patricia Steer.
history.
Patricia Steer deleting her videos,
Means shit all.
I view with very
It's
much less concern than losing Gilligan's Island.
yeah.
Are you saying you never learned that? Sean, did you ever
It's-
look at Patricia Steer's video? Any
Yes,
interview?
I
You
did.
never learned anything.
Yes,
you tell
I
me.
did.
I have never.
Don't do the lady
I've
wrong
watched.
now. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I've watched three streams.
Shows. Yeah.
One of them was when D Marble was on, and the other two I don't even fucking remember.
Ever, even as a flat earther, man.
No, I didn't.
Pete,
Dude, you gotta
for
remember,
fuck's
Pete.
sake,
I didn't talk
I've
to a
been
lot
waiting
of flat
to ask a
earthers.
serious question.
Oh shit,
Right.
my bad, Citizen
Sorry.
Cat. That's my fault. Go ahead, Cat.
You're okay, Cliff. But yeah, okay, that's fine.
It's just that, Pete, you know that I like you and I respect you, but you go on and on. I've been waiting patiently.
Okay, I appreciate that. It was just a question to Bob before he was going.
No,
but
that's
I
my
figured-
fault.
Right.
Bob. That's my
Stick
fault, Cat.
around, Bob. Stick around.
Go ahead.
Talking about government secrecy.
Yes.
Do we all remember the Maersk, Alabama?
No.
Say it one more time.
When the pirates took over the Maersk, Alabama, took the captain hostage?
Yes. Very vaguely,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, I know what
Right.
you're talking about.
So we launched a massive special operations mission to rescue the ship and the captain. Were we wrong to keep that secret and even lie to the media?
Yes and no.
Because we did lie to the media about what we were doing. Now, should we have had NBC reporters like showing the snipers on the stern
why.
of the DDG, getting ready to shoot the bad guys in the head?
But there's a difference, though.
Or
There's a difference between military security in an
Right,
operation.
it's a
Yeah.
different
Were you wrong
scale.
on Were you wrong about 9/11 when
Jesus
you
Christ.
invaded Iraq,
Pete. Gotta go,
Afghanistan?
Pete.
All right,
Pete.
Pete.
Understand why I'm doing this, Pete. Just understand it, okay?
Shut up.
Fuck, man. No.
Thank you.
Shit. And I'll make this clear. People, do not come on here just derailing shit. Like, Pete, that was a very clear derail. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. Go ahead.
My question is serious, and I
Go
do
first.
understand there's nuance.
Oh shit.
But there is a time and place for
Yes.
For classification and even for deception.
Yes. We can agree on that.
That was my only point, and I just wanted to get everybody's take on it. I waited
That was great.
patiently to make just a couple sentences while
That's-
Pete
I
said
apologize.
nonsense.
No, it's a great
That was
point.
my fault because I remember
With,
you said something and I should have said something. I should have stopped everything. I apologize for that, Sean.
With what I
It's,
was,
it's all good.
with
You
what
know,
I was
there's a
saying-
variation on that, and that is if an asteroid was going to destroy the
Yeah,
Earth
there you go.
tomorrow, would you really want to know?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely
Well,
I
not.
wouldn't
See-
fucking want to know, and I
Nope.
don't think I'd want to live in a community that knew, because that would really
So-
not.
Yeah.
Everything
Don't tell
would
me.
break down.
Yeah. Don't tell me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's another point.
That's fine.
And we have had missions, especially rescue missions, when we're trying to rescue hostages, that all of a sudden we make all these intricate plans. As soon as it goes to DC, to the politicians at the National Security Agency, all of a sudden it's on the news. And then we have to go back to the drawing board, scrub that whole plan because somebody leaked it because some intern in DC wanted to impress some chick at a bar at night.
Okay, what about this situation? And this is very more personal, so I guess it's going to be very detailed. So maybe it's not exactly the right way to ask it, and I'll understand if you need it reworded. But so Fallujah, I had a buddy that was killed there in in the army, in the resupply train of it.
That sucks.
They the media depicted that situation completely different than it happened. I know because I talked to at least 3 different Marines on site when it happened. And between what the media says and what happened there, I get what certain parts of it aren't added to the story, but they literally just destroyed the reality of what happened in Fallujah. That's not okay to me.
Is anybody here defending the media?
No, not at all.
Not defending.
I'm absolutely not defending the
Yeah,
media.
we're more distinguishing between the rights and the wrongs of the media. What would be more reasonable for them not to say versus what they don't say, right? I think that's
I'm defending the need at times for secrecy. Does the government? Well, I'm not even going to say the government because I'm strictly from a military background. And does the military
Thank you
fuck
for
it
your
up?
service.
Thank you. Does the military fuck it up? Damn near all the time. But if we're going to go shoot somebody in the face to save an American, we're not going to put that on the news. And if need be, we're going to lie to you ahead of time and say, no, we don't even know where this dude is, as dudes are getting jocked up to go shoot the bad guy in the face.
Nah, times have changed, though. Like, if you're above 30 years, if you're older than 30 years old, times have changed. I mean, we got cell phones, we got a camera and everything. So, I mean, if some fucked up shit happens, trust me, the news is going to hear about it. I mean, it's no matter like what Sean was saying earlier about Fallujah, like it was completely different. Yeah, of course. What the general at large or the major that's actually overseeing everything is going to tell the news. It's obviously way different than what the people actually see because these motherfuckers are like, wait, I was there. I have a camera. What are you talking about? Look at this. Boop, boop, boop. Before you know it, you see a fucking Apache gunship shooting down a bunch of journalists. I mean, it's that's going to happen all the time.
If you're in an area of operation, you damn well better not have a cell phone or a camera on you.
You better not have one near it.
You better not even know what they are.
Hasn't anyone seen the movie Arrival?
No, that's fine.
No,
I watch people in service kicking a little puppy dog off a cliff of I think was it Iraq or Afghanistan. I think it's on YouTube. You can look at it now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that,
but the problem with that is that you need one of the big stories that came out of the Iraq War with that is also the private militaries that are out there that were in U.S. garb and U.S. gear. I guess I'm sorry. A lot of those situations were that. We all heard about the lady that got ran over by a convoy and no one stopped. 100% all of them were private military. Not one of them was a U.S. soldier or our allied forces. That's one of the biggest issues too. They don't.
Well, yeah, you had Blackwater, Triple Canopy, Link Security. There were several organizations over there, and mostly they were working for, the private corporations as security. But as far as cell phones being everywhere, when I worked at JSOC, if you walked in the building with a cell phone, there were detectors and alarms would go off. So you're not going to, cell phones aren't as big of an issue as you think. And also,
I mean in the field though.
Yeah. And that's what I was just about to address. We have, we have armored Humvees with tons of electronics on board that can black out an entire area.
When did that? You see, because that was the other issue I had, and it's not so much media at all. The V bottom, the transfer trucks, whatever you guys, I forget what they're called. But I know that the V bottom ones, the newer
mine resistant vehicles.
Yes.
MRAPs.
Yes. Thank you. That's the term.
It's mine resistant armor proof. Is what that stands for.
The issue that I was having. And maybe you could help me. I don't know what was going on, but I know a lot of those they sat for years before they sent them out to Iraq. And
what are they called?
MRAPs.
MRAPs.
Yeah, it's It looks like the six packs, but it's not. It looks like a fucking badass truck.
Okay. It looks like a BMP. It looks like a BMP with a V hull on it. It's a combination.
Right,
it looks like a combination between a BMP and a boat.
So
Great. What's a BMP?
Hang on, I'm pulling it up right now.
I'm trying to explain.
Okay.
It stands for mine resistant assault proof. So basically, it's basically like think of the old Deuce and a Half from
there we go.
Vietnam era, but it's got a V on the bottom of it.
Oh right,
So,
yeah, deflects. Got it.
Right. Yeah, it deflects away
the blast.
The blast from if it runs over an IED or something like that.
Right.
They're not 100% foolproof, believe me.
Yeah, but
because they came out with these copper directed blast IEDs that will just decimate an MRAP. But it's a pretty badass vehicle, and a lot of cities have them now because they were surplus. So a lot of cities, police forces have them now.
Right.
I'm curious as to why Saginaw has one. I didn't know that there were many mined roads in Saginaw.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but it's literally what Stranger Cat just said. I know I forget the year, but especially when these came out, the Hummers that they had, they sold those things for dirt cheap. Like they were selling those things left and right just to get rid of them. But what I was saying is, I know they had these, like for instance on Pendleton, they had these on Pendleton 5 years prior to them actually making it to the front lines, I guess you would call it. But I mean,
Sean, can I ask you a quick question on that?
Yeah.
Do you think that there is an overwhelming conspiracy amongst elected officials to see dead American soldiers? Or do you think it was a supply?
Wait. I don't think so. I don't think they do that. I don't think they take. I don't think they. How do you say this without? I don't think they care. I don't think it's a matter to them at the same.
I think they care a fuck ton because dead constituents don't vote, and either do their families, especially if they blame you.
Yeah, but
So you need to get out there. You're going to get out there, and you're going to be the guy that's going to be gift wrapping it for the boys in the front.
Here's the problem with what you're saying.
It was a supply issue.
Here's the issue with what you're saying. In my opinion, if that were the case, then why don't governments sit down and hash out the issues that they have without wars?
Money. Simple.
A lot of reasons for it. Yeah, a lot of reasons for it, man.
Lobbyists.
I mean,
money.
the realization is that what you're saying is I don't think any government official goes, fuck it, let's kill some fucking soldiers. I don't think so at all. But I think their goals trump lives 100%.
Yep, absolutely.
I would go with that.
Yep, that's what Churchill did in World War II.
That's exactly what. But Sean, that's what governments are there to make the decisions to do.
Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make earlier.
See, back in the day, I'd understand that if
tricky.
it was like a soldier or ex-general was doing this. But there's motherfuckers sitting in a desk right now deciding whether or not blowing up something is okay.
Yeah.
That's not
okay.
What
that's what they do.
I wouldn't want that responsibility.
How many of them have ever been in the front lines? Very few.
Is that a requirement?
It should be. 100% should be.
Really? Well, in some respects, maybe it should.
100%. 100,000%.
Oh, by the way, Bob, my wife lived in Saginaw.
I'm so sorry to hear.
She lived in a lot of places in Michigan. That was one of them.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear.
You don't I don't know. I've been there a couple of times, but it's been a long time.
Saginaw's not a bad place. Saginaw's not a bad place. We tried to give Detroit back to the Canadians, but they wouldn't take it.
They wouldn't have it.
No one will.
No.
I tried, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, mainly because I don't want to get
too smart.
I don't want to get too deep into this conversation because it looks like Bob maybe Monday. I don't know how Monday would work for you, but Barney said he'll be around and into the conversation around Monday.
I'll be coming back from Cadillac on Monday. It's a good time to hit me up.
Okay. Cool. Oh, yeah, I'm going to keep in touch with you so that way we all have a good game plan on when we're going to do it and everything.
Hey, just want to say, good conversation.
It's a great conversation.
It was good good to talk with people.
No, it
who are
was.
reasonable, intelligent people.
Hold on, Sean. Did you also serve?
No, I didn't. I was a civilian contractor. We had a civilian a grading contract on Camp Pendleton. Matter of fact, we just so everyone knows, we have the longest U.S. government civilian contract ever.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Hey, did Sherman sign it?
No. No. As I meant more under civilian contractors, not. I was just messing around. No,
Did you go overseas?
No. We were here on Camp Pendleton for 14 and a half years.
Okay.
Again, like I said, I was kidding. It's not the longest contract period. It's just civilian grading, that type of thing.
Okay. Well, no, I said you're gonna end the stream. I want to thank the dude that I can't read his name, but thank you for going overseas. Thank you for being in the military, Bob.
Schrodinger's cat.
Thank you. I love you. I always like your channel, John.
Well, thank you.
It's been a minute.
It has.
It'll probably be a month or two since I join again, but yes.
Okay, well, man, as whatever's going on.
Yeah, it was a great talk today.
Yeah, I hope you get back soon, and I appreciate everyone being here. I mean, yeah, we can still do the final word. I'm not just like dipping out like that. Bob, you got anything coming up?
Let's see. I got physics on Friday and mechanical gyroscopes this week. And I'm probably going to do a little work with Grande next week. I wanted to just mention something. Simply because somebody's not in the military, I never faulted anybody for not being in the military. Yeah, I served. Yeah, Schrodinger served. A lot of us served, but not everybody is cut out to do that.
Yeah, for real.
And I don't blame somebody. You know, there are people that are not cut out to do what I do right now. I don't blame them for not doing it. And
no, you show your face on YouTube. That takes balls.
Well, it's no, I mean,
he's talking more on the
Bob has guns.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's talking more along the kill or be killed aspect of it.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, it's.
You know, I mean, I was in the Army, and you know, we have these things called bayonets in the Army, and my brother was unable to stay in the service because he just could not bring himself to doing that, and I don't fault him for it. All right, you know, they're just it's a mindset that not everybody has, is all I can say, and I don't fault somebody for not having it.
I'll be 100% honest. I wanted to join.
Sort of a lifestyle.
I wanted to join, and whether it be the detail, the training, all those things, I've done most of them, especially because I had the opportunity to meet a lot of Marines that would teach me things and let me be on ranges and courses that I wasn't even supposed to be. The aspect of the reason I never did was that I couldn't, in my brain, I couldn't distinguish whether or not, when it came down to it, if I'd be able to shoot somebody for no reason. Like, not for no reason. I definitely didn't mean that. When the time comes, basically. Never killed anyone, so I don't know.
Well, let me just put it.
The fact that I questioned it worried me.
Sean, let me just put it this way. When I was 22 years old, I was an enlisted medic, and I had an M16 and I had an AIM bag, and which one you got depended on the color of the star on your hat. And that made perfect sense to me at 22. It does not make as much sense to me in 56.
What year was that? When you were 60? What year was that?
84.
Oh, shit. Old ass.
Yeah, I'm 56 right now, and, you know, I went from enlisted to commissioned, and, you know, I mean, I just had a long history.
Quick question, Schrodinger's cat.
I did as well. I started out enlisted in 1995 and retired in 2017 as a lieutenant.
Nice.
Yeah. Well,
quick question for Schrodinger. Are you going to be staying in here, or are you still here?
Yes, sir. I was just speaking.
Oh. Okay.
Brain fart. No, he meant when I
He
dropped.
got promoted from lieutenant. He got promoted from lieutenant to captain, obvious.
Thank you.
Well, no.
Thank you, Lieutenant Obvious.
No,
sorry, I'm multitasking.
A lieutenant in the Navy is a captain in the Army.
All right.
I think he was more asking when I dropped this, but yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
for when we leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
when-
Hey,
when he drops
Daryl,
it.
did you want to promote your show, your
Somebody
channel?
had a question for me.
I think it was Red. Red, didn't you have a question for?
Yeah, I just want to know, Schroding, if you're going to be staying after after Sean shuts it down. I just wanted to chat with you a little bit.
Oh yeah. I will stay up until we have the Friday night veterans show.
Oh.
That normally starts about. That normally doesn't start till about 2000, so about an hour and 20 from now.
8 o'clock.
And Bob, I
Okay.
sent you a message earlier. We've been missing you over there. You haven't shown up in a while.
Oh, you know me, I'm antisocial. Send me a link to it when it gets started, and I want to make sure that I'm subscribed to it so that I see when it comes up, because I never know when it comes up.
Yeah,
and I don't know what keywords to search for or anything.
Yeah, I have your phone number, so I'll text you.
Send me a text.
If there's a link, Schroeder Cat, you can put. You want to throw that link in the chat to that stream when it comes on. That's one. What's his name runs.
AC2.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yes, sir.
Hey, last time you did this, last time I was on when you shut it down and let it run, it was me, AT2, and BlueMarbleScience talking for like hours after you left. It was
Oh
funny.
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Oh, he's a hoot, isn't he? Isn't Blue Marble
Oh
just
yeah,
a hoot?
that's my boy right
No,
there.
he was great.
Yeah, he's
Like
awesome. I like that guy.
He was great. But
He-
AT2
yeah, he's
stand there to the last round. Then it was just me and Blue Marble. We just kept it going.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know why you said that you may not be around for a minute, but yeah, Blues he's been on a lot of the panels lately. I don't know where he is today. I didn't even see him in the chat. Yeah, we're still live. I'm about to.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right now, or end the hangout right now, so I can get my rant on real quick, and then I'll probably come back in here in a little bit.
All right. Yep.
All right, thank you guys.
Okay.
Peace.
Yep.
Yeah, guys. I mean, today was kind of fun. Pete, you know exactly why I booted you. You were being disruptive. I know there's no hard feelings because you get me. Chris, yeah, dude. Oh man, I don't even know where to start with you. You're not willing to be honest, Chris. You're pushing so hard against science, you're making yourself look disingenuous. And I still got respect for you, Chris. Don't think I didn't boot you because you're not allowed here. Like, seriously though, Neil deGrasse, like, you are smart enough of a person to understand why I got so pissed about you bringing up Neil deGrasse Tyson, because your boy Red Pill does, and that's ridiculous, and you know it. You're literally taking after Quantum Eraser, Red Pill, and Riley, and it's, dude, don't do that. I don't care what shape you think it is. I don't care what you think is right or wrong. Don't follow those guys. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna screw yourself. Okay? When shit hits the fan, you're gonna be remembered as one of those type of dudes if you continue. And you may want to, but I'm just letting you know, it's not gonna be a good thing. It's not gonna get any better. When it comes down to Riley himself, dude, is a liar. I don't care anymore. Just the fact that he is so disingenuous and calls me a science denier right after he discusses on a panel how to deny science, that's bullshit. And every flat earther should question him on it. Not to mention, the other aspects of this situation that I'm not going to get into at the moment. But the realization of everything is that, guys, you guys need to be questioning the content creators, Globe and Flat Earth. Both. There's a very big difference between content creators having discussions and having these builds, or a content creator who is sitting there telling you the facts. When I say we, myself and the people on the panel that are Globe, are trying to help people understand. Why aren't more flat earthers here explaining things so we could better understand. I can answer that for you because they don't understand flat earth logic. Why? Because it's not reality. The observations, the measurements, the etc. are made up. If listening to science is such a bad thing, then why is listening to other flat earthers with no backgrounds in science okay? Please answer that. So, with that said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Chris, I do apologize for booting you. That Neil deGrasse Tyson shit, that red pill pulse, irritates the fucking shit out of me to no end. So, I apologize for booting you, but don't act like red pill, please. Seek and find it. I know you didn't get a chance to really talk because everyone was talking. I'd like to do a one-on-one discussion/debate with you. Basically meaning not just you asking me questions. It's time for you to start explaining your reality then. So you're either scared to do it or not. Either way, I'm putting that out there. I've already put it out there to Chris one-on-one with a moderator that will agree to. Preferably over at Jose's. I don't know if he's even willing to. But the reality of it is I'm seeing flat earthers are worried about debating me for one big reason. Because I stopped the word salad, keep you on point, and I want answers myself. It's not here. I don't give a shit about making you answer so everybody hears you don't know what you're talking about. No. I want answers because I want answers. So that's what it is. Scotty Storm, if you believe that, then let me know. Why don't you message me? My email is in the description down below, Truth Frontline, and let me know when you're ready to step up and represent Flat Earth. You let me know that. No. Only deniers stay flat because it has to be. Only deniers refute evidence against Flat Earth. So, Scotty, when you're ready, you let me know. You email me, and I'll teach you something. And remember, I've been there, and your word salad, Scotty, won't work. I've heard you talk. Won't work, buddy. You let me know when you're ready.
But my legs heavy, I don't get it. How come I haven't hit it already? Still working, I'm still learning, I'm still searching, finally earning something, finally turning something called a profit. If I hear you talking shit, don't get caught in it. I'll be popping off and hit your ass, dropping all your shit. Yeah, I promise this, I got promises. You ain't stopping this, cross my shit, you'll be knocked unconscious, bitch. That's the consequence, I got this, I will not quit. Man, I'm on it, honest. I'm gonna launch quick, then I'm gone. It's just a matter of time before I'm over the climb and moving under my prime. Just quit my 9 to 5. I'm rocking, they watching, cause it's shocking. Dropping all these top 10 songs, so stopping. It's time to live my life, it's time to live, not die. Wish I could slow down time and just enjoy the climb.
And just to let everybody know, it will be almost a guarantee. I'm going to go ahead and email Scotty Storm in an hour. I will probably go live again, or I'll talk to Channel or Jose. But in an hour and 15 minutes, approximately, me and Scotty are going to debate. Just to let everyone know.